17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, 4 o'clock right now on Fox 17 News This Morning. The Sumner County community banding together as search efforts continue for a missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. And we've got really cold weather overnight and this morning. We'll take a look at the latest efforts.
And the Titans entering a new era today. Construction is officially breaking ground over at the new Nissan Stadium.
The cold has taken over, but rain not done for the rest of this week. Showers take us into the weekend when they arrive, coming up in your forecast.
All right, thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning for Fox 17 News. Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get straight to breaking news we're following here on this Thursday morning. Working to learn more right now about a shooting that has happened near the campus of Tennessee State University.
Metro dispatchers confirming it happened on Ed Temple Boulevard around 2:45 this morning. That is just down the road from TSU. So take a look at your screen. We're mapping it out for you. Dispatchers letting us know one person was hurt, but we don't know the extent of their injuries at this particular point. We're making those phone calls, asking questions, and we'll be sure to update you on this breaking news story as soon as we get some more details.
And the search for a missing 15-year-old in Sumner County still very much active. Search teams will be out again working today trying to find 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. And from overnight, we had a community vigil where folks came together to pray that Sebastian will get home safely.
Yeah, that vigil taking place over at Northfield Church. It's in Gallatin. Here are some photos and videos of the event. The director of Sumner County Emergency Management says they're concerned about the heavy rainfall, the dropping temperatures, and the potential for hypothermia.
Right. So Ken Widener telling Fox 17 News it is critical to find Sebastian as soon as possible. He says they're using all resources they can, including horseback, ATVs, drones, and helicopters.
It's heart-wrenching because it could happen to any one of us. And I have grown-up children, I have grandchildren, but it does make me so sad that we can't find him. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, a nearby resident speaking out there. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt with sweatpants and glasses. Crews say if you live in the area, please keep a close eye out on your property for Sebastian. And if you have any information about where he could be, call 1-800-TBI-FIND or 911 immediately.
And here we are, 4:02. This time yesterday morning it was 71 degrees, and now we are a far cry from that. We're in the 20s. Three things to know here. Much colder start. Wind chill will stay in the 20s throughout this morning, well past sunrise. Showers return late tonight into tomorrow, and that'll lead us into the weekend. This will be a good rain. It doesn't make us even colder. It will make us warmer for the upcoming weekend. The first weekend of March is trending in the upper 60s to low 70s. So get through today, get through the rain tomorrow, and then the weekend, start making some plans. Very cold temperatures, though, that's what we're tracking. No longer in a code red threat alert level, so taking a look at future track. This is all of this morning into the afternoon. Not much happening. Clouds will build through 5 o'clock, but your entire Thursday looking on the dry side. It will be a Friday rainmaker, and today is leap day. And if your eyes are still a little bit sandbandy, yes, that's a frog leaping. There you go. There's a little morning laugh. 50 degrees today, 55 tomorrow. We'll start talking weekend and that rain leading into it coming up in about 7 minutes from right now. Jen, Erica.
Greg, thank you very much. First look at steer clear traffic takes us over by the airport. I-40 near Donaldson Pike. We had an overturned vehicle that it looks like might have just cleared. We're working to get more information, though. TDOT had two different angles on that crash. It was right at I-40 at the exit for Briley, and it looks like TDOT has now flipped their cameras around, so we don't have a visual on it. There were injuries reported. We'll monitor steer clear traffic for you. No other issues right now, but we'll check back in again in just a few minutes.
Let's talk about sports. Happening today is a big leap forward. Leap day, you get it, for the Titans as ground is broken on the new Nissan Stadium construction project. It's going to take a while, though.
Yeah, it is. We're looking at years. All kinds of movers and shakers from across our state will be here today for this private groundbreaking event. Bill Lee will be there, our governor, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell. We said movers and shakers. Titans owner Amy Adams Strunk. That new stadium going up right in the parking lot of the old stadium. This is on the east bank of the Cumberland River. Titans fans will still call the current stadium home until 2027. So they will build the new one while the old one still stands. Once the new one's ready to go, they will set the dynamite and demolish the old Nissan Stadium.
A lot to come. Just ahead, though, a teenager hurt last night in a shooting at a Nashville apartment complex. We're going to update you on the teen's condition and what police know so far regarding this case.
We have some mid-state.
I need to see more from you.
Leads to shocking departures.
What's wrong? I sense that there's something going on.
I'm out. I'm going home.
Tonight at 8 on Fox 17.
4:07 is the time. In Operation Crime and Justice, there is a Murray County teacher that has been indicted on charges including rape. Very serious crimes here.
Kenny Anderson Jr. accused of several situations involving an underage victim from 2020 to 2023. Anderson is charged with several counts of rape in addition to other charges. The Murray County School Superintendent says he was suspended last August pending an investigation.
Metro Police are also investigating a shooting that left a teenager hurt. We understand it happened last night at the Fallbrook Apartments right here in East Nashville. This is off of Dickerson Pike and north of Trinity Lane.
Still working to find out what sparked all this violence, but police confirm a 16-year-old did go to the hospital. That teenager is expected to survive. Education headlines this morning at 4:08. Rutherford County Schools testing a new security system that would automatically detect weapons on campus.
Yeah, so parents, teachers, everyone interested in this story. It is being paid for with state money, though. Oakland Middle School has volunteered to be one of the first traditional schools to test out this system. The units are also being used at the district's 2 alternative schools. The systems are similar to those used at major event venues. Think Bridgestone Arena, Nissan Stadium. Everyone who enters the schools will walk through upright poles that will scan for weapons.
Interesting.
Yeah, if the system detects a possible weapon, the person will then be moved to the side for a more thorough scan by personnel at the school. If you want to read more about this particular new testing system, go to fox17.com and search weapons detectors.
4:08, the time taking a look here at what's new this morning compared to yesterday. It's almost like we switched seasons in the matter of 45 minutes yesterday. Now we're talking cold. Big temperature swing. It is here. Taking a look, 40 degrees cooler actual air temperature than yesterday morning at the exact same time. Wind chills now have gone down into the 20s. Better later today, back up near 50 degrees. So it's not an entire day that's terribly cold, but absolutely going to feel it here at least until the sun comes up and has a few hours to heat us up. But nothing going to be seen over the Nashville skyline. No showers, no thunderstorms, and the wind has died down for the most part. It's enough to give us a little bit of a wind chill. Actual air temperature in Nashville is 28, so we're 26 for the wind chill. Not that bad, but Cumberland Plateau, not going to be surprised if you all fall into the upper teens for how it feels this morning. So it is a winter coat start to your day, to say the least. We mentioned that today is going to be sunny. You're going to see plenty of it. Beautiful sunrise here. It'll be right around 6:30 this morning. Taking a look, cloud cover does creep in, though, before sunset. Overnight tonight, best chance for some rain. We're stopping here at 3 a.m. Rain begins to move in, lingers into the morning hours. We'll see how long it lasts through your Friday, and then look ahead to your weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Greg, thank you so much for that chilly update. 4:10 is the time, so I do want to check in on your steer clear traffic updates to see what's happening out there. Right now, showing you a live look. This is the I-40, I-65 West Loop. Think if you're heading out towards Bellevue or heading back in. This is that area right here. No issues at hand, no slowdowns, just not a lot of people out right now. We'll continue sharing your steer clear traffic updates, of course, throughout 9 a.m.
Breaking news this morning, and we go to Antioch, where police say 2 people are now accused of shooting at Metro Police, and those people are in custody.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live with the latest update. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Well, police say a man and a woman were arrested just about 5 hours ago, and officials have identified the woman as Shamika Jones. The man has not yet been identified, and it all started about a couple blocks away from here on Rice Road. Now, police say that at the end of the altercation and the standoff, the suspects peacefully surrendered, but that's not what happened beforehand. Take a look at your screen to see what we saw just last night. Cop cars swarming Rice Street near Priest Lake Plaza. Police say Greenbrier PD in Robertson County was trying to arrest the woman who was wanted for a felony, who sped off then from a Greenbrier police officer. Officers found the woman's car on Rice Road, and then officers tried to box her in, put a spike strip, and then this happened. Take a listen.
The pursuit was continuing after the deflation. The passenger of the car reached his hand out the window, armed with a pistol, and began firing shots back to the rear of the car toward the officers who had deployed the spike strips and who were in pursuit of the vehicle.
No officers or anyone else was injured, according to police. And again, the 2 suspects are in custody. We're working to find out what charges they are facing. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. 4:12 is the time right now. Another state has removed former President Trump from their state presidential ballot, but we do have a Supreme Court ruling that could change the situation.
And wildfires over in Texas just...
And savings on our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
4:14 is the time. Right now we're showing you a live look over on Lower Broadway. And listen, this morning you need the winter coat. It is 40 degrees cooler than the same temperature, same time yesterday. But don't worry, there is some sunshine. We just got to make it through our leap day.
Yeah, happy leap day.
And then sunshine this weekend.
And listen, if you're going to the Preds game tonight, the Minnesota Wild are at Bridgestone Arena taking on the Preds. That's going to be a 7 o'clock puck drop. Take the coat then too, because it'll be cold inside Bridgestone and outside. We'll let you know how the Preds fare tomorrow morning.
Let's talk about politics. There is an Illinois judge that has removed former President Donald Trump from the state's ballot, and this is a big story making headlines.
It is the supreme move, the surprise move is the latest action based on the 14th Amendment so-called insurrection ban. The Supreme Court already taking this up here. Colorado and Maine trying to do similar things. Now, Mr. Trump can appeal the judge's decision in Illinois, but it's probably not going to be necessary because, as I mentioned, back in early February, the Supreme Court heard arguments on Colorado's ballot case where they tried to take him off. And once the judges decide in this matter, which is expected to be in former President Trump's favor, it would set a precedent that all states would have to follow.
And just yesterday, the Supreme Court announcing that they will decide whether former President Donald Trump can claim presidential immunity in the federal election interference case that's up against him. The court will not hear oral arguments, though, until the week of April 22nd, which then could mean that the 2024 Republican presidential frontrunner might not go to trial until the thick of the general election campaign. So we're talking about the timeline of all of this. The federal election interference case is one of several criminal and civil cases Trump is currently facing. Special counsel Jack Smith's office has yet to comment.
We go to Texas this morning for an update on the wildfires there, and it's a dire situation. We understand a couple of fires, one named the Smokehouse Creek fire, has now burned more than 500,000 acres. It just started Monday. It is now the second biggest wildfire in Texas history.
That is devastating, and it's one of 5 currently burning fires in the Texas Panhandle. Look at this video here. Dozens of counties are facing disaster declarations and evacuation orders. The blaze is also forcing one of the nation's main nuclear weapons facilities to go ahead and evacuate some of the staff members for safety.
Yeah, a spokesperson from the National Nuclear Security Administration says the fire is no longer threatening that building, but they say that on-site firefighters are ready to jump into action just in case.
We do have mutual aid agreements to where we can support our local communities as well. Due to the time buffer that our local communities gave us, we were very well prepared. So in the event that this fire were to spark back up again, we remain ready to handle that.
Wow. Okay, again, that is a nuclear facility there in the panhandle of Texas. This looks like Hutchinson County, to be exact. We do know this morning that a cold front is easing fire weather conditions, but the National Weather Service is warning that dry, windy weather is expected to return this weekend.
Let's talk about potholes. You might not be surprised to hear Tennessee has the most pothole complaints across the country. That is according to a new study that is posted on social media X, letting us know about this particular investigation.
And hey, we've heard from y'all too. I mean, we know it, we see it, we drive through them too. The travel design company City Bread was collecting the data by tracking tweets, hashtags, and keywords about potholes. And again, Nashville, Tennessee coming in at the number 1. Rounding out the top 5, we have Indiana, Arkansas, Kansas, and Vermont. But Tennessee taking the top worst spot.
Okay, well, we want to know what you think about this. I'm pretty sure we know how you think about this. How is TDOT doing when it comes to responding for the pothole problem? Right now, 61.2% of you all say poor.
There are chunks of asphalt missing from I-65 at Trinity Lane. Chunks.
Yeah.
I don't mean a pothole. I mean a stretch of asphalt that no longer is there. And it's been like that for weeks on a main interstate into downtown Nashville.
Well, go ahead and let us know what you think. Jen just shared her thoughts.
Well, I mean, that's just a fact. It's been there for weeks. It hasn't been filled. Yeah, and to Erica's point, share your thoughts, twitter.com, or scan the QR code right there.
4:18 is the time. I know, Greg, you were talking about the wildfires and the impacts across the country.
Yeah, I made a few maps here and did a few things of how it's actually impacting us here back home. And I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment. So first, where the fires are at, what it means for all the wind moving to the east. So here's the map. We're fine, no wildfires anywhere near us, but they are burning, and it is not a great situation. Jen and Erica were telling you just all the impacts this has been having through portions of Oklahoma and Texas. Now, this is where they're at the current time. But as we know, the smoke, and then this kicks up dust too when they don't have any wind. The dust forecast from yesterday leading us through today tracks it right over us. Now, what does this mean for us? Have you gone outside and seen cars that have little yellow, almost pollen-looking spots on them like this? This is the dust and smoke combination from the wildfires as far west as New Mexico and Texas. Yesterday I saw my car and I'm like, why is there yellow all over it when we haven't had anything to worry about? We had just the rain and whatnot. That's our implication from it. And that also means the air quality is not as good today. Even though we're cold, typically our air quality bad days are when it's hot outside, but when you have the smoke and the dust from way to the west, that does not help. Breakfast time. We are cold. I hope you have the winter coat ready before you head out the door. It's going to be a little bit chilly. We're talking seat heaters if you got them. We're talking cranking up the heat in the car after you head out the door, but no rain today. Rain returns tomorrow in the forecast, and then Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday, keeping it on the rainier side too. Not going to be washouts Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but the rain will be on and off for a really good period of time on your Friday. Today's high temperature right near 50, right side of your screen. You're starting off in the 20s, so much cooler way to start the day.
Thank you, Greg. Steer clear traffic time right now. All is quiet on the home front. No problems in steer clear traffic. Really good news here to kick off your Thursday. So no matter why you have to be out on the roads this morning, maybe you just got off work, you're a shift worker and you're heading home, or if you're going to the gym around 5 o'clock, you have no traffic issues on our mid-state interstates. Briley Parkway right now, looking good. This is Briley at Dickerson Pike.
Back to politics now. A major shakeup on Capitol Hill is coming. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is going to be stepping down as the Republican leader, but not until November.
He is certainly one member in a group of politicians who have come under question due to their age. And his announcement is going to end his run as the longest serving Senate leader in history. He's 82 years old. He has served in the Senate since 1985. He's been the Republican leader in the Senate since 2007.
Yeah, so questions about McConnell's health began last year. There were 2 incidents where he appeared to just freeze at press conferences, but he's not stepping down entirely. He's still going to be in office until 2027.
All right, just no longer leading the Republicans there in the Senate. Still to come here on Fox 17 News this morning, we're talking Titans, and what about Derrick Henry? I know a lot of folks want to know what the team plans to do, what Coach Callahan most recently had to say about the possibilities.
And as the NFL draft approaches, we're looking at how the
On our full line of F-150s plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town & Country Ford in Madison.
Talking about sports now, Titans' new head coach Brian Callahan gearing up for his first NFL draft, and all starts this week at the NFL Combine.
Yeah, of course, the draft, the biggest part of the offseason for every NFL team, but the Titans also have a big decision to make about a certain franchise running back.
Yeah, Coach Callahan and the GM, Ren Carthon, have been in touch with Derrick Henry and had this to say when it comes to the future of King Henry. Listen.
I think that there's a great relationship with him and the organization that I know that he's always going to have the Titans in his heart. So whatever that looks like moving forward, we'll keep working through it. But I know what he means to the city and to the team, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him.
Derrick and I had a good conversation on the way out, and he knows where we are and we know where he is. I think you guys that have been around, a year know that we don't really talk about, players' contract status in public. But we'll be well positioned to do whatever we need to do.
Well, okay, you're going to have to read between the lines on that one. Carthon not exaggerating about being in a good position either. According to NFL records, the Titans have the most calorie cap space going into this offseason. at about $90 million.
Okay, and every dollar counts.
Yeah.
That front office trying to make this franchise one of the best. You know, that money, it could help. The NFL Players Association releasing its team's report cards yesterday. The Titans were graded the 18th best team to play for. Highest grades, though, belong to ownership, the former head coach, and strength and conditioning. The lowest grades do belong to travel. That's because Titans are one of the few teams to share a room on the road. Oh, interesting. Some of the other low grades when it comes to report cards include treatment of family. Titans do not have a family room on game days, which is why players gave the team a D.
That's
all of those
interesting.
factors into if you want to come play with the Titans.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I don't know that I've ever looked at this that in depth. And by the way, if you're wondering, what is the NFLPA? That's the Players Association. That's the report card, how they've graded the Titans.
I see a lot of B's on there. Where's the A? Okay.
Maybe still to come. Maybe still to come. Taking a look at your forecast for the weekend. Let's go to the good stuff because this morning is cold. We're in the upper 20s and low 30s. Weekend looks better though. Nighttime temperatures are your blue numbers there at the bottom of each of these boxes. So you're going to start at a 44-degree temperature on Saturday and 47 degrees on Sunday. Now, warm temperatures are marching in for the first week of March. So we'll be in the upper 60s on Saturday and 70 degrees on Sunday. I've shifted the timing of some rain that leads us toward the weekend in a good way. It'll start raining tonight and then it will last on and off throughout Friday, but it's done in time for Saturday and Sunday. So we keep each day being a little bit warmer here, and we've eliminated a chance for some rain on your Saturday. But how do you track it tomorrow when you're on the go? Maybe you have Friday late afternoon, evening plans, you've got dinner plans. Fox 17 Code Red Weather app right there. When you have that, you've got our radar when you're on the go, and hopefully you can dodge any rain that might be coming into your area when you have those plans for the weekend.
Greg, thank you so much. I am ready for some sunshine this weekend. 4:27 is the time. Do want to take a live look in your steer clear traffic update. I-24 at Sam Ridley Parkway. You can see for yourself, we're not seeing any kind of issues out there. Not a lot of folks on the highway right now, but maybe you're getting off work. Jen said earlier, maybe you're going to the gym. I'm jealous. As of right now, not seeing any kind of issues. We'll continue checking all of our smart maps for your traffic updates throughout 9 a.m.
Still to come here on Fox 17 News this morning, we have frustrated parents in Nashville, specifically at MLK Magnet School. They're talking about getting rid of two of the most popular middle school grades altogether.
With big discounts, low 1.9% financing for 5 years, and powertrain for life with your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, breaking news as Metro Police arrested two people accused of shooting at officers overnight after a standoff as well. We've got those live breaking news updates in minutes.
There's also a state bill that would change the process for challenging library books and keep some of the sight of those books out of sight for minors.
From thunderstorms back to winter-like chills here, how long it lasts before we finally warm back up and track some rain into your weekend.
Let's get to it. Happy Thursday from all of us here at Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And we've got those breaking news updates after two people are now in custody accused of shooting at police officers.
Yeah, a lot involved in this case. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live from this scene with the very latest updates this Thursday morning.
Good morning. Well, there was a standoff involving the two suspects who were arrested for allegedly shooting at police officers. And so it happened right near Priest Lake Plaza on Rice Road. They did, according to officers, surrender peacefully, but that's not what happened beforehand. Take a look at your screen for what we saw. Cop cars were swarming Rice Road, and we also even saw fire trucks. There was a police chase even, and then officers were shot at, as I mentioned. Police say it started because Greenbrier PD was trying to arrest Jones, who is wanted, Shamika Jones, who was wanted for a felony in Robertson County. She sped off from a Greenbrier police officer. Officers found the woman's car on Rice Road, tried to box her in, put a spike strip, and the man fired at officers before the two were arrested.
This was a very slow speed pursuit because the spike strips were effective, and the car wound up on Rural Hill Court. Once on Rural Hill Court, the vehicle was obviously disabled. It couldn't move. The SWAT team was notified due to the armed person who was in the car who had already fired in the direction of police officers.
Police say no one was hurt in this incident. And again, the two suspects have been arrested just about 5 hours ago. We're working to find out what charges they're facing. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Now to crisis in the classroom. We have some parents and students who are demanding answers as to why Metro Nashville public school leaders are dropping the 7th and 8th grades at Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet School.
Fox 17 News getting answers. District leaders say the move will create more room for future high school students, but the numbers do tell a different story, as MLK Junior High has a long waiting list, but the high school does not. The school has high academic standards, which parents say does help children learn at a faster rate. Listen here.
The unique experience that MLK offers is so important to many families, and it doesn't make any sense to me why we would take away something that is working so well and shift it somewhere else and rename it.
Well, Fox 17 News asked all Metro School Board members why they are trying to fix something that faculty and parents say is not broken. We got not a single response. Now, we did get a long statement from Metro Nashville Public Schools praising the decision. And it says, in part, quote, the new grade configurations would create alignment with the rest of the district.
4:33, a look at your forecast here. What is new this morning? Cold. Temperatures are about 40 degrees cooler to start off than they were at the same time yesterday. If you were up and you were up early before the rain moved and you knew how warm it was, 60s and 70-degree temperatures. Now we're in the 20s and low 30s. Rain returns tonight and tomorrow. This will be a good rain. We're not talking about severe weather, and it's coming with warmer air after it. So we're cool until the weekend, but we're all clear for Code Red. We're going to have some rain late Friday night into your late tonight into your Friday evening, and then wrap up Friday night. Taking a look downtown, a much clearer picture. Beautiful looking start to the day, just very cold. Winter coat for sure. Here's your wind chill, how it feels outside, and these numbers continue to drop. It feels like 21 degrees in the Dickson area. That feels some 60 degrees cooler than the same time yesterday for many of us. 26 right now, your wind chill in Nashville, 24. Your wind chill in Murfreesboro and the Plateau, upper teens and low 20s will be your wind chills all the way through around 8 o'clock this morning. We are clear on Future Track all day, so the sunrise here right around 6:30. Going to be beautiful, but looking ahead to the overnight, we'll track the upcoming rain for you and look at your 7-day forecast in about 5 minutes.
Greg, thank you. Steer clear traffic time. Still looking good out there on our mid-state interstates. We go to west of Nashville, I-40 at American Road right now, where all is quiet. This is kind of the area where we'll see some truckers who would like to pull over and take a little nap while they're traveling. But yeah, great news. No matter what you're doing early this morning, you don't have anything to get in your way. You've got a speed limit or better drive on all of our interstates.
Good news there. Continuing coverage now in an effort to make it easier for people to challenge obscene material inside of Tennessee libraries. A bill is now moving through our state legislature.
All right, so let's bring you all the details so you know what's going on here. State Representative John Reagan of Knoxville says his library obscenity bill would allow everyday people to petition a local library to try to get them to restrict access to material they consider obscene to minors. Now, as it's written, if a person, for example, sees something in the library that they think is inappropriate for children, they would tell the library about their objection. The library would then have a month to make a decision on whether to limit access.
The taxpayers are the ones supporting these libraries. And in my mind, the taxpayer should have a direct say. And this bill gives them that.
This amendment sounds to me like there is that time without getting all the legal fees and involvement to be able to come together and talk.
All right, so you hear from some of our lawmakers who say this sounds like common sense, but critics say limiting access to material in a library is an attack on free speech. The sponsor of the bill pushed back when that debate came up on the floor, saying that this only is restricting access of that questionable content for young people.
Just ahead, former President Donald Trump's attorneys asking a judge in his civil fraud case to lower the bond amount. More as the judge rejected, though, that particular request.
4:30
with 27 competitors.
This is the biggest tournament of champions ever.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
Welcome back. 4:39 is the time. Donald Trump's civil fraud penalty is now adding up. A New York appellate judge has rejected Trump's request to post a bond covering only a fraction of the $454 million that he owes. Now, Trump's lawyers say he is prepared to post a $100 million bond, but that he doesn't have the full $454 million on hand right now. Trump, though, is appealing the verdict as daily interest just piles on up. His team does have until March 25th to get a stay or risk having some assets seized.
In a closed-door deposition just yesterday, Hunter Biden called the impeachment inquiry targeting his dad, President Biden, a, quote, charade. Hunter also disputed claims by House Republicans that the president was involved in his overseas business affairs. The president's brother, James Biden, so we've got President Biden, we've got the brother, James Biden, we've got the son, Hunter. Okay. His brother, James Biden, also had to testify last week. Republicans maintain they believe they do have enough evidence of impeachable activity. House Democrats calling their bluff. President Biden still claims he has done nothing illegal.
4:40 our time, taking a look at your forecast. I'm going to fast forward us through the sunny part of the day and get us to some cloud cover. This is 5 p.m. Between now and then, crystal clear, but also colder. Temperatures upper 20s and low 30s. The cloud cover eventually leads to some rain overnight. Taking a look, showers moving in from the southwest to the north and the east, and that will take place after midnight. Here's 3 a.m. through 7 o'clock. Rain continuing. Waking up tomorrow morning with scattered showers that will be on the radar. I'll track them here to get us out the door on our Friday. Still cold. We'll be in the 30s tomorrow morning. The afternoon hours, they'll begin to slowly break up the rain, and by the time we get past dinner time into the evening hours, rain becoming more of an east of I-65 scenario. Saturday, dry. Sunday, dry. Right now, cold. We're at 32 degrees downtown, but you get away from Nashville, and temperatures are in the upper 20s. All of our wind chills are in the 20s this morning. Winter coat. No rain today, rain tomorrow. We've got it out of the forecast on Saturday and Sunday, and then a few more showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will lead us into the beginning of next week. The good news is the rain for tomorrow brings in warmer temperatures for your Saturday and your Sunday. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. 50 degrees today, 55 degrees tomorrow, upper 60s and low 70s on Saturday and Sunday, but at least no rain to navigate out the door here this morning.
Greg, thank you. We are going to show you a quick look here. I-65 over at Trinity Lane, and you can look in your screen. We are not seeing any kind of issues, okay? Always love this. No disabled vehicles, no crashes. The traffic, though, is certainly going to pick up, and you know the next couple of, not too long. I think 30 minutes or so, folks, to get out there. Right now, though, we are giving you the green light for I-65 over at Trinity Lane.
The CDC now recommending that people over the age of 65 get another COVID vaccine. Will people take it? We'll tell you why the CDC claims it's needed.
Now listen, that rain yesterday.
Health, I choose Airborne. It has an unbeatable amount of vitamin C, plus a unique blend of immune-focused ingredients to turn up our immune support. Airborne, turn up your immune support.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News. This morning, we have had some breaking news from overnight. Comedian Richard Lewis has died.
Nicknamed the Prince of Pain for his performances while dressed in all black, Lewis was really well known for his role on Curb Your Enthusiasm, a favorite for a lot of folks. Audiences also known him as Prince John in Mel Brooks's Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and from ABC's Anything But Love.
Lewis diagnosed with Parkinson's disease just last year. He died Tuesday night after having a heart attack in his home in Los Angeles. He was 76 years old.
All right, some health experts say people ages 65 and older should get an additional dose of the current COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this decision coming from independent advisors to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
All right, CDC says most COVID-19 deaths occur in people who are over the age of 65, and that protection from vaccines fades over time. So these new CDC recommendations would allow people over the age of 65 to get another dose of any updated COVID vaccine 4 months after their previous dose.
Senate lawmakers looking to address the record number of Americans reaching retirement age and the concerning amount of them who are not prepared for it.
Fox Business' Jerry Willis with more this morning from New York.
The Senate Help Committee, Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, holding a hearing to address what they call a retirement crisis. Lawmakers are warning that it could have devastating economic consequences. The solution, according to Bernie Sanders, who is chair of the Help Committee, is for companies to offer old-fashioned pension plans. But companies have been moving away from pensions for decades. Just 15% of private industry workers are covered by pensions. Among companies that offer retirement plans, most are 401ks, which require workers to contribute. Pensions typically don't have that requirement. Listen.
The last thing that Americans need is for lawmakers to try to put more of their retirement savings into accounts that they neither own nor control, and which are managed by groups of people who've repeatedly put their own personal incentives above workers' and retirees' well-being.
Those without savings planning to rely on Social Security, but that won't likely cover their living costs. The average monthly Social Security check is $1,800, while the average 65-plus household spends more than $4,000 per month. And 401ks do work for people who save. The number of 401k millionaires is in striking distance of an all-time high. Fidelity reporting the number of seven-figure 401k accounts it administers jumped 20% in 2023's final quarter to 422,000. In New York, Jerry Willis, Fox Business.
Jerry, thank you. I want to let you know Chrysler is recalling more than 338,000 Jeep Grand Cherokees due to the risk of losing control of the vehicle.
Okay, scary stuff here, but don't panic. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the recall includes the longer Grand Cherokee L. All right, the impacted SUVs are all from 2021 to 2023 model years. Parts of the front suspension could get loose, making the front wheel fall. And then that would be very difficult to maintain control of your car in that situation. You are going to get something in the mail if you have a Jeep that is impacted. Should be coming mid-April.
All right, let's talk about rain and elephants. Yeah, the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee. They recorded some of their elephants really getting outside yesterday, enjoying and playing in all the mud. I know some folks didn't necessarily love the rain and the storms. We don't love storms, but these elephants, they got the chance to enjoy the mud. Not only fun, the health experts say, but it also, they say, protects the elephant's skin. Did you know that?
Living their best life.
Ooh, okay. Right now, the sanctuary, by the way, takes care of about 12 elephants, and we do have information about the location, the timing that they're open on fox17.com. I have not checked this spot out yet.
It is really a unique location, and it's a sanctuary, so you can't go visit.
I thought they had a place where you can go there and just check out like a window or anything like that, or get more information.
I'll have to double check, but in the past, it was not open to the public.
Okay.
But we get live looks. This is like our little window.
I'm gonna have to go look that up.
Our little window to the world.
Our window to the elephant world.
To the elephant world, that's right. All right, 4:48 right now. Greg is here to talk about whether we have any more rain in the forecast or whether we're done for now.
We're done for now. We'll have some showers tomorrow. Nothing like yesterday. And this will actually make it warmer after the rain's done. So we're going to do the exact opposite of what happened yesterday, because this is what we went through in real time with you as we woke up. So at 6:45 in Nashville, the temperature was 71 degrees. At 8:45, after the showers and storms tracked right through the middle of Nashville and then exited toward the plateau, our temperature was 49 degrees. That happened in 2 hours. Usually it takes a day or two, a full day or two, to get that kind of temperature drop, not 2 hours. Taking a look right now, we're feeling it. Quite literally feels like wind chill temperature. 26 degrees in Nashville, 28 in Dickson, 30 in Lebanon and Murfreesboro, but you get out toward the plateau and we feel like we're in the low to middle 20s. Not that windy, but when your temperature's hovering right near 32 to begin with, small breeze, feels colder. So get the winter coat this morning. No rain coming down, no visibility problems. We have no fog out there. Just the cold. That is it. Severe Weather Awareness Week continues here for us, and this is going to be one of those days where we have the category of severe thunderstorm safety. Well, no severe thunderstorms are ahead of us, but this is going to happen a little bit later today. Statewide tornado drill. Thursday morning, that's today, 9:30 a.m. Kids in classrooms will be doing it. Also, testing tornado sirens. So if you hear the sirens go off and you go, it's cold and sunny, what is going on? It's just a test, nothing to be worried about. Also, they're only made to be heard outdoors. get a weather radio, get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. Those are your better bets to make sure you're being safe when you're inside, because you're not supposed to hear them, again, when you're indoors. 50 degrees later today, 33 tonight, 55. And we'll talk about that rain for tomorrow coming up in a few.
Greg, thank you. 4:50 is the time, and we are going to take a look at the sleeping trucks over there. Look at them, just 2 of them. Shh. Give them some time to just rest, you know, get ready for the day. I-40 White Bridge Road, not causing you any kind of headaches right now. No slowdowns, no brake checks. This area looking very good.
The Federal Communications Commission, that's the FCC, looking to regulate the car maker industry amid a lot of reports that domestic abusers are using car apps to harass and track their victims. You want to talk about, you know, the downside of technology. They say this is one of them. They are citing the level of internet connectivity in cars today, right? Everything is connected to the internet or Wi-Fi. So the FCC is now proposing more regulations under what they call the Safe Connections Act, which would be used to try to help domestic violence victims leave their phone plans that might be shared with an abuser. So to try to get out of that so they can't be tracked through the car. A public comment period on this proposal will kick off once the FCC gives it the full approval.
Attention Panera customers, got a consumer alert for you. You could be eligible to receive part of a $2 million settlement. The Panera restaurant chain settling a class action lawsuit that claimed it misled delivery customers on menu prices on their app and on the website.
Ooh, so paying more than what you thought you were going to have to? Panera says they never did anything wrong, but customers who ordered from the restaurant between October of 2020 and August of 2021 could be eligible to make a little bit of money.
Okay, well, here's what you do need to know. The company has emailed those who made orders during that time, because I was wondering, how am I supposed to remember
right.
that long ago
Keep
for
your
a
receipts.
Panera order? Eligible customers have until the 10th of June to claim a $9.50 food voucher, really, or an electronic cash reward of up to $12. I guess that then can go towards my next Panera meal.
That's the deal. Then you go back and spend more money at the restaurant.
Well, coming up tomorrow is a special day when it comes to the environment for Tennessee. One place in the mid-state that you can commemorate for Arbor Day.
Hey, it's Leap Day. We have some companies giving customers special deals to sell.
An air conditioning system designed to give you years of trouble-free service. You can trust AC Plus for your total home comfort. Give us a call. We're AC Plus.
Hey there, welcome back. 4:55 is the time on this Leap Day. Taking a live look again over on Lower Broadway. The lights, a lot happening down there. The beer trucks, though, not. Oh, wait, yeah, they're there.
They're there. Hey, they're getting ready for tonight. We have the Preds at home, the Minnesota Wild coming into Nashville tonight. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. We'll have all the highlights for you tomorrow morning, starting at 4 a.m.
Right now, though, we're talking about this happening tomorrow. Governor Bill Lee declaring Friday an Arbor Day here in Tennessee. Nationally, it's normally celebrated at the end of April, but states can change the day based on the planting cycles.
Okay, so a little different here in Tennessee. Experts will be at the Ellington Agricultural Center over in South Nashville to offer some planting advice. If you're somebody who's looking to get started, maybe you want to garden or you need to plant some new trees on your property. That's going to start at 11:30 this morning.
Yeah, we're going to talk about now weather, if I can get my words out here. You know, I was thinking about how the temperature fluctuations have impacted farmers who said that the budding has been, well, either good or bad.
Depending on the crop, yeah.
Correct. So that's why I was thinking about Arbor Day and the connection there.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of crops like strawberries that like cold days. There are a lot of ones that go, I don't want to be cold. I want to start doing my thing and don't make it cold again. So very interesting this time of the year, especially when it comes to the growing season starting up. Taking a look, weekend outlook, we get back to warmer again. So this morning, we're in the upper 20s and low 30s, and then the weekend itself, we're upper 60s to low 70s. We've got this kind of flip-flop going back and forth here for us. I've gotten the rain out of the weekend, though. Now, it's going to rain tomorrow for sure. Scattered light rain showers morning into the afternoon and evening. It's out of here in time for Saturday and Sunday. Better mornings, too. No more of the 20-degree business going on. It's going to be in the 40s. I mentioned the tornado test, statewide tornado siren test at 9:30 this morning. Also mentioned weather radios. And maybe you've never had one, or you think, oh, that's an antique. I don't need it. What's a weather radio? They're actually great. You leave them plugged in. Never goes off unless you have severe weather, but they've got a battery backup. Meaning, say your cell phone dies, say you have no power, Severe weather's coming in. It will still alert you. They work anywhere in the country, meaning any county you go to, you can program it. Say you're going on vacation. Say you just want to make sure you have that extra level of security. You could do that. Or, as always, get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app.
Greg, thank you so much. We're going to take a live look over at I-65 over at Rosa Parks Ave. Typically a very busy area, but right now we are not seeing any kind of issues for this particular spot. I do want to click on over though and show you another area that's over near the airport if I can get my clicker working. Okay, yeah, here we go. I-40 Donaldson Pike. Also another busy spot over near the airport, especially when you think about Friday, people flying in, flying out. Right now though, if you're heading over to the airport, you're not going to have any kind of issues at hand.
We mentioned just a moment ago, it is Leap Day, and that means we get an extra day in February, and thanks to some businesses in our area, you're going to get some extra special deals. So let's share with you where you could save a little bit of money today. For Leap Day, major chains celebrating, places like Wendy's, for example. You could start your day off with a free breakfast from Wendy's. The fast food restaurant is giving away their Cinnabon pull-aparts. No purchase needed.
Okay, Krispy Kreme also giving a dozen glazed donuts to anyone born on Leap Day and a discounted dozen for anyone who purchases a one at regular price. Plus, Chipotle is giving away free guacamole for customers who use the code EXTRA24 in the app. Build-A-Bear also doing some promotions too.
Aww.
Yeah, for folks born on Leap Day.
Cute. Hey, this morning we understand that a bill could bring therapy dogs to public schools in one state. This is something that captures the heart of so many people on so many levels. So we go to New Jersey, where that state's legislature is considering a bill that would bring therapy dogs into public school classrooms. The program would start with 6 pups visiting elementary schools across New Jersey, and that would happen for 3 years. Lawmakers are hoping that the dogs will be able to help with motivating students, help them with their confidence, help with their mental health, and more. If this program in New Jersey has positive impacts, it could expand across the state, and who knows? Maybe we see it expand nationwide.
I love that. Let's go to space, kind of. Intuitive Machines releasing remarkable new images from a spacecraft taken moments after it touched down on the moon last week. This is so cool to check out. The lander is the first U.S.-made vehicle to make a soft touchdown on the moon in 5 decades. Yeah. Yesterday, Intuitive Machines and NASA said all of the lander's instruments were still sending data back, and that's despite some big setbacks during this landing. Scientists thought the spacecraft's batteries would have run out of power already due to the Odysseus's landing on its side. Stay with us. Our 5 o'clock hour is starting right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. 5 o'clock on the dot right now. Search efforts continue this morning for the young man you see here on your screen. This is the 15-year-old boy with autism missing in Sumner County. The search efforts this morning and the community that came together overnight.
Police were shot at after a police chase on Rice Road near Priest Lake Plaza. In a few minutes, I'll have the latest.
We're talking sports too. The Titans entering a new era today. We're going to bring you live updates about the groundbreaking ceremonies happening over at the new Nissan Stadium. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning, Baby Friday on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get right to our breaking news story of the morning. We've had a shooting near Tennessee State University, working to learn more after shots ring out along Ed Temple Jr. Boulevard. Metro Nashville police dispatchers confirming to Fox 17 News that it happened on Ed Temple Boulevard around 2:45 this morning. And yes, this is just down the road from TSU.
Yeah, dispatchers also telling us that one person was hurt, but right now we don't know the extent of their injuries. That is something we are working to get some more details on, and we'll be sure to update this breaking news story both on air and online at fox17.com.
And brand new breaking updates this morning from a scary situation overnight where police say 2 people started shooting at them when they were trying to get somebody in custody. And we understand as of right now, those 2 suspects are also in custody.
A very scary situation. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live from the scene, breaking down what happened here.
Good morning. Police say an unidentified man and a woman named Shamika Jones were taken into custody just about 6 hours ago. They were arrested somewhere behind me here on Rice Road near Priest Lake Plaza after police say the man shot at officers. They say it all started because Greenbrier police was trying to arrest Jones, who was wanted for a felony and more in Robertson County. They say she sped off from police. Officers then found the woman's car on Rice Road, tried to box her in, put a spike strip, and the man fired at officers before the two were arrested. Don Aaron, Public Affairs Director with Metro Police, says it ended peacefully.
Both are in custody. There was no harm to any police officers and no harm to either of those individuals.
It's early, but I reached out to Metro Police to ask what charges they might be facing. When we have those answers, we'll bring them to you. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Also breaking this Thursday morning, the search for a missing 15-year-old autistic boy in Sumner County is continuing.
The community coming together overnight at a vigil, praying that Sebastian Rogers will return home safely. We are going on day 4 now, though, since anybody last saw him. The vigil happening at Northfield Church in Gallatin overnight, where the director of Sumner County Emergency Management was there, saying they have been so concerned about this young boy, even more concerned with the weather that moved in yesterday. You know, we had those storms and now the frigid temperatures. So many concerns here for this 15-year-old, and so it is critical. They say that they find Sebastian as soon as possible. And Ken Winder, the director for EMA there in Sumner County, also told us that they're using every resource available to them. They've got horses, ATVs, drones, and choppers.
It's heart-wrenching because it could happen to any one of us. And I have grown-up children, I have grandchildren, but it does make me so sad that we can't find him. He's out there somewhere.
Sebastian was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and sweatpants with glasses. Authorities say if you live in the area to please keep a close eye out on your property for Sebastian. And if you have any kind of leads or maybe you see him, call 911 immediately.
Taking a look at more of our top stories here this Thursday morning. We want to get you updated on what you'll want to know before you head out the door. So we take a look at some national headlines now. We go to Illinois, where a judge has removed former President Trump from their state's presidential ballot. Now, in early February, the Supreme Court took up this issue. It started out in Colorado. So the Supreme Court is going to hear Colorado's case. And once the justices decide on that case, it will set a precedent that all states must follow. And most experts have weighed in saying that the ruling from the Supreme Court is likely to come in favor of President Trump.
And we're sticking with Trump here because the New York appellate judge has rejected the former president's request to post a bond covering only $100 million of the $454 million that he owes. His legal team, though, has until March 25th to get a stay or risk having some assets seized.
And congressional leaders announcing tentative agreements just yesterday to try to prevent a government shutdown, at least for now. Under the new plan, Congress would temporarily fund one set of federal agencies through March 8th and another through March 22nd. The House set to vote today to approve that temporary money. The deadline is coming up tomorrow. All right, so we could have a little bit of a lag time here. The Senate could vote next week.
5:05 our time here on a Thursday morning. You made it through the Wednesday and the thunderstorms, and now we're much calmer. The 3 things to know when it comes to weather this morning. That colder start puts our wind chill, that feels like temperature. It's in the 20s, so you want the winter coat today. I guarantee you will want it through at least about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. Showers return late tonight into tomorrow. This weather maker very different than yesterday. This is going to bring in warmer air after it. Lighter rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. It's not going to be one of those lines that tracks through and everyone gets thunderstorms. No, far different this time around. First weekend of March is trending on the warmer side, so we'll only be right near 50 today, but upper 60s to near 70 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. This is the feels like temperature. 24 degrees in Nashville, 21 in Dickson. You get out toward the upper elevations and we're talking 19 for your feels like temperature in Crossville. Your current temperature this time yesterday was 71. That's where we've gone in 24 hours. Taking a look at our code red threat level. Are we all clear or do we move the arrow today? We keep it right over there. Very cold, but not dangerously cold. Coming up in a few, I'll track that rainfall for you, going into your Friday night or your Thursday night and ending by Friday night, and then give you a bigger look at your 7-day forecast and that weekend outlook.
Greg, thank you so much. Steer Clear traffic update time. Do want to see if there's any kind of brake check over at I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. You can take a look at your screen right now to see for yourself that at this point, we're not seeing any kind of issues out there. Love to see this. No slowdowns, no brake checks. Again, this is a live look at I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway.
Happening today, a big leap forward for the Titans on this leap day. Ground will be broken on the brand new Nissan Stadium construction. Now, there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes that you can't see, but they're going to put, you could say, shovel to dirt today in a private groundbreaking ceremony. Lots of movers and shakers here. We've got the governor who's going to be there, Mayor Freddie O'Connell from Nashville. We've got the owner of the Titans, Amy Adams Strunk. This is going to be a who's who of Tennessee and Nashville sports all in one place. By the way, this new stadium, and we're looking at the renderings, the new stadium is going to go up in the parking lot right next to the current Nissan Stadium along the East Bank. But Titans fans will continue to go to the current Nissan Stadium until this is all done in 2027.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Well, coming up, a teenager hurt last night in a shooting at a Nashville apartment complex. We have the latest updates on the teenager's condition and what police know so far.
If you feel like your child's school needs more security, you'll want to hear this next story. We're going to take you to one of our mid-state school districts that is intending to find concealed weapons. We'll tell you about the technology they're putting in action.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
We want you to take us on a trip to...
Welcome back to Fox 17 News This Morning. In Operation Crime and Justice at 511, Metro Nashville police are investigating a shooting that has left a teenager hurt, and this is in a very busy part of town just on the outskirts of downtown Nashville.
Yeah, the Fallbrook Apartments is east of Nashville, off of Dickerson Pike and north of Trinity Lane. As of right now, it's not clear what sparked the violence. But police say a 16-year-old had to be taken to the hospital. That teenager will survive. All of that is according to police.
Education headlines this morning, and we go to Rutherford County Schools, where they are testing a new security system there that would automatically detect weapons on campus. And it's pretty fascinating how this would work. Again, this is in the test phase, but it's being paid for with state money. We go to Oakland Middle School, which volunteered to be one of the very first traditional schools to test this system. These units are being used at districts, alternative schools right now there in Rutherford County. The systems are similar to the ones that you would see at big event venues. So think, you know, the screening at Bridgestone Arena, the screening you go through at Nissan Stadium, kind of like that. Anybody who goes into these schools where they're testing the system will walk through these upright poles. Those poles scan for weapons. If it detects a possible weapon, that person would immediately be moved to the side for a more thorough scan. So really fascinating what they're doing there in Rutherford County. We'll have to wait and see whether other districts catch on.
5:12 your time. A quick check of your forecast here. What to know just getting up and out the door this morning compared to yesterday morning. We have no rain, but we are cold. No wind or visibility issues. So we're looking good. You want the sunglasses. You're going to have plenty of sun throughout the day. No worries. I'm giving you a green light. Yesterday was a red light. Today could not be an easier start weather-wise to kick off the day.
Greg, thank you. 5:12 is the time, and I do have two looks for you. This is going to be the first one, I-24 at Briley Parkway, where you do see a disabled vehicle that's over on the shoulder, but I'm not sure how long that vehicle has been there. Just want to bring that to your attention over here. It's on the right shoulder there. That again is I-24 over at Briley Parkway. I have another look for you though. This is going to be I-840 at Veterans Parkway, and we're not seeing any issues here in this spot either. We are keeping a very close eye on I-65. This is going to be Armory Drive. Look at all the flashing lights here. We have vehicles on standby on the shoulder.
This is brand new, so I want to thank our producer Tori and our director Mel in the back who pulled this up for us. This just happened, so we want to get you the detours here. I-65 at Armory Drive. This is south of Nashville. So if you were leaving Nashville and you were going down towards, say, Wedgwood, toward Geodis Park, right, that part of town, kind of near the zoo, TDOT reporting that the crash is in the northbound lanes. So if you are coming into Nashville this morning from south of town, you are going to run into this. All right, we've got a fire truck that just showed up here. Looks to be several cars involved, taking up the right shoulder, the right lane, and probably the right 2 lanes. Brake check here coming into Nashville from places like Brentwood or Franklin this morning. Not worth a detour yet because we don't have a lot of traffic on the roads. You can see not very many cars, but thanks to our folks in the back for getting this ready for us. We'll get more updates and steer clear traffic in minutes.
Coming up, though, another state has removed former President Donald Trump from the ballot. We're going to explain that story and what's ahead for the former president when it comes to a Supreme Court ruling that could change the situation.
And we monitor the breaking developments in the wildfires in several parts of the country. We'll go to
Ritz, a taste of welcome. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 5:17, diving deeper now into the news overnight of another state trying to get President Trump off their ballot. We go to Illinois, where this move is the latest based on states trying to cite the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban. Colorado and Maine have made similar moves. Now, Mr. Trump can certainly appeal the judge's decisions in each state, but it's not going to be necessary because the Supreme Court has already said they are taking up this issue. In fact, in early February, the Supreme Court said they're going to hear Colorado's case. Once the justices decide on the Colorado case, that will set a precedent that all of the states have to follow. And all of the legal experts that we have heard from, even right here at home, have said it would appear at least that the Supreme Court is going to side with President Trump in this matter.
And yesterday, the Supreme Court announcing that it will decide whether former President Donald Trump can claim presidential immunity in the federal election interference case that's up against him. The court will not hear oral arguments, though, until the week of April 22nd. So if you're mapping all of this out for a timeline, that could mean the 2024 Republican presidential frontrunner might not go to trial until the thick of the general election campaign. The federal election interference case is one of several criminal and civil cases that the former president is currently facing. Special counsel Jack Smith's office, as of right now, has yet to comment.
Authorities in Texas this morning say the Smokehouse Creek fire has burned more than 500,000 acres since it started Monday, becoming the second largest in state history. I was seeing some comparisons this morning. That is roughly the size of the entire state of Rhode Island.
Wow.
It's one of 5 fires burning in the Panhandle right now. Dozens of counties are under disaster declarations and evacuation orders. The blaze is also forcing one of the nation's main nuclear weapons facilities to evacuate.
Yeah, so right now we're hearing from a spokesperson that also says the National Nuclear Security Administration claims the fire, though, no longer threatens the facility, but the on-site firefighters are ready to jump into action if something changes.
We do have mutual aid agreements to where we can support our local communities as well. Due to the time buffer that our local communities gave us, we were very well prepared. So in the event that this fire were to spark back up again, we remain ready to handle that.
Very scary. A cold front, though, is helping to ease the fire weather conditions, but the National Weather Service warns that the dry and windy weather will return this weekend. And that's just something they do not want to hear. I know, Greg, you were talking about how this impacts other areas.
Even us back home. So I'm going to show you where the fires are at right now, and it's created smoke and also lifted dust. And what is to the east of Texas? Well, half the country. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here and then what it actually could be doing to your car outside.
Greg, I am
outside.
so glad you are talking about this.
Yep.
I had people, so remember when it rained a couple of days ago?
Yes.
Like not the yesterday storms, but a couple days before that. I had so many people message me on Facebook and say, what in the world? Did it just rain dirt?
My car covered in it.
It is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm so glad you're diving into this.
Here's the deep dive. Here's where the fires are at that we just showed you and talked about. We told you about the implications for back in Texas and Oklahoma. This was the dust forecast from yesterday. Take a look at right where it went over. Here we are, right there. So we've been having viewers send in pictures. This is what you're talking about, Jan. All of this right up in here. We have these little almost like yellow dots that look like they were raindrops that splattered dust all over your car. That is dust from the smoke and the dust that was lifted from those wildfires out in Texas. So you're not crazy thinking, why did it rain and my car's dirtier? That's what happened over the last couple of days, your Tuesday into yesterday. So upcoming precip chances for your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to keep it dry. So the weekend, perfect. Upper 60s, low 70s, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's going to be when rain moves back in. We will track the rain that moves in tonight into tomorrow, hour by hour, in the next check of your Code Red forecast. But in the last few minutes, we've picked up something brand new here for you in steer clear traffic that could slow you down this morning.
Yeah, so Greg, we are keeping a very close eye on the multi-vehicle crash right here on your screen happening on I-65. This is over at Armory Drive, so I'm going to have two different looks for you. But look at all the flashing lights responding to this scene, and they are blocking off 2 lanes of traffic. It's all over there on the right shoulder. It does believe, though, or I do see, I should say, a tow truck that has arrived over there to the scene. Let's take another look here. Yeah, you can see all the flashing lights. I noticed also, too, Jen, that the traffic has really picked up in this area. Do you think it's worth a detour now?
No, not yet. Not yet. We don't have enough folks out there on the road. Now, I would say if this crash remains as we get closer to 6, we will get you a steer clear detour. But for right now, there's just not enough people out there on the roads. By the way, just want to reassure you that the rest of your morning commute looks great. This is the only problem that we've got going on right now in steer clear traffic.
Hey, the Vols taking on Auburn overnight. Did you watch the game? We're going to talk about how it all came to fruition, so to speak, and show you some of the highlights.
Nashville SC playing a second match against Mocha FC. That's the team from the Dominican.
Used to make firefighting foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with cancer. Call Bart Durham today for a free consultation.
5:24 is the time. Let's talk about the Vols. The 4th-ranked Tennessee Vols taking on 11th-ranked Auburn Tigers in a big SEC matchup last night.
All right, Vols leading by 4 at the half, but that is when Vols star guard Dalton Connect kicks it into high gear, and boy, does he ever, the senior, matching his career-high 39 points. Wow. He had 27 points just in the second half. Vols go on to win the final score 92-84. Now in first place in the SEC, their record is 12-3.
Man, that guy, he has it all. Nashville SC, though, let's talk about that. Back in action last night, hosting Mocha FC for the first round of the series of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Did I say it right?
You got it. CONCACAF. Yep.
CONCACAF.
All right. So that is an international tournament that Nashville SC is involved with while they're also in their regular season. 13 minutes into the match last night, Mackenzie Gaines finds the back of the net for the first goal of the game. Boys and gold would keep it going. Foot on the gas. Forrester Ajago nets one in the second to make it 2-0. That was the first of 2 goals for Ajago, by the way, last night. Boys and gold win 4-0. By the way, the last time they played Mocha FC from the Dominican, they won 3-0. So what does this mean? This means Nashville SC will, in fact, now play the Miami squad. They're going to play Inter Miami and, yes, Lionel Messi in the second round of the Champions Cup.
So what that means is that ticket prices are once again going to be very high.
Through the roof.
I remember this last year. Yeah, last year.
Greg says he's already saving for tickets. You guys are going to go to a Nashville SC game for your honeymoon, aren't you? Is that going to be the honeymoon?
Probably all I can afford.
This is what I'm saying.
Because those ticket prices are messy. You get a dad joke at 5:30 in the morning. Of course you do. Taking a look here. Thursday, 5 p.m. This is today, later on this evening. Not much happening. We have sunshine to kick off the day. We're not there yet, but in about an hour we'll have our sunrise. Clouds will creep in by dinner time. Overnight, next chance for rain. This is not going to be like what we had yesterday. Yesterday we had that bold line that just tracked through and said to everyone across Middle Tennessee and Kentucky, you're getting rain. This time around, much more sporadic, much lighter. We're not going to have one of those big thunderstorm complexes roll through. Maybe a clap or two of thunder and that is it. But it will linger through the morning hours and into the afternoon, on and off rainfall. So keep that in mind. It's also good rain, though. It makes us warmer. That means our temperatures will go from the 20s and 30s in the morning to 40s in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, and the afternoons look better, too. 50 degrees your temperature this afternoon on your leap day. 55 degrees your temperature tomorrow, 69 on Saturday, 72 for Sunday. Took the rain off of Saturday and moved it up earlier into your Friday. That means we should be, if all holds true, dry both Saturday and Sunday with decent morning temperatures in the 40s, close to 50 degrees. And today is Leap Day. There's a historic tornado event that took place in the Nashville area on Leap Day. We'll look back at that coming up next half hour in our 5:30 half hour.
Greg, thank you. We're also looking at this incident, I-65 at Armory Drive, and you can see a lot of flashing lights and 2 lanes of traffic at least blocked off here. There's a flatbed truck also pulled over on the shoulder, so we're trying to get some more updates about the multi-vehicle crash.
Right, so I went over, just took a closer look at it. It looks like we do have a flatbed tractor trailer, very long, like extended bed, hauling something big, and a car right in front of it. So looking at those 2 pieces would suspect that this car and this tractor trailer were involved in some kind of fender bender. Erica, you were mentioning just a minute ago, how is this impacting traffic and do you need a detour? I would still say you don't need a detour. So good morning to you if you're coming in from Brentwood or Franklin or Thompson Station. Your I-65 commute is great and there's just not enough traffic yet to cause a major backup. So yes, to Erica's point, lots of flashing lights, but no need for a detour. The rest of your commute right now looks really good. Other than this, you're crash free.
The longest serving party leader in Senate history is stepping down. So we're going to tell you what's up next for the state of Kentucky and the Senate.
Police officers.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News at 5:31. A standoff overnight and officers under fire. We'll tell you who police now have in custody as we get breaking news updates.
Find the winter coat. No storms this time around. This time we're talking about wind chill, about 40 degrees colder than what it felt like yesterday morning. How long it lasts in your Code Red forecast.
It's chilly.
I have a blanket. Do you need it?
Maybe. And thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
No, I'm Jennifer Waddell. A little behind the scenes secrets here. 5:31. Let's get you updated right now on breaking news coming out of Antioch, where police now confirm 2 people accused of shooting at Metro officers are in custody. It turned out to be a wild night.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live from the scene where it all went down with the very latest update. Karen, what can you share with us now?
Good morning. Well, police say the 2 arrested were a woman named Shamika Jones and an unidentified man. They say it was actually the man who shot at officers somewhere right here behind me on Rice Road near Priest Lake Plaza. The area was swarmed with police officers, including SWAT, that were trying to get the situation under control and arrest the 2 suspects. Police say it all started because Greenbrier police tried to arrest Jones, who is wanted for a felony and more in Robertson County. They say she sped off from police. Officers then found the woman's car on Rice Road, tried to box her in, and put a spike strip. After the tires were deflated, that's when police say the man, who was the passenger, shot at officers. Law enforcement then negotiated with the suspects through Jones' cell phone.
At one point, negotiations had broken off. The police department deployed a distraction device which causes a loud noise to try to get the persons back on the phone to continue negotiations, and actually that was successful.
Police say the 2 suspects surrendered peacefully and have been taken into custody. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you so much. You see she's out there with her big old winter coat on. Greg, it is chilly.
Yeah, the bigger the winter coat, the better this morning. Now, it's not necessarily dangerously cold, but when you've been waking up to temperatures that have been warm for a couple of days and you go from, say, waking up at nearly 70 degrees yesterday and it's in the 20s now, just that your brain going, wait a minute, this is not where we're supposed to be. So winter coats, chilly morning. When we warm up is the big story here. We want to get back to where we were. We always do when it comes to a cool down. When are we back to the 60s and 70s? We'll find it for you. I am timing our next chance for rain, and these 2 things are going to work together. The rain will bring in the warmer air. So our next batch not going to be thunderstorms, and you'll want it because it'll get us out of the gutter. We're at 31 right now. That's your temperature. But if you factor in the wind for your wind chill, how it feels outside, not pretty. 24 is the wind chill in Nashville, and we've got some teens on the map. 19 in Dickson, 19 in Crossville, and some 21s in McMinnville and Tullahoma. Cold start. Not a bad afternoon. We'll be right around 50 degrees. We have some sunshine to work through for at least the first 2/3 of today. Cold temps remain, though. Rain returns tonight. And what did I say? The rain brings the warmth after it. We'll track a weekend warm-up coming up in your Code Red forecast.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Steer clear traffic right now, 534. The only problem out on the roads continues to be I-65 at Armory Drive. What we believe we got going on here, and we did just get an update from dispatchers confirming that this does have injuries. This crash does have injuries. We've got a tractor trailer flatbed in a car, lots of police and first responders on the scene. Erica, how is the backup looking?
Yeah, so we were talking about possible detours, but right now, not too much of a backup that would cause you to want to take a detour for this. virus. So it's coming into Nashville. Think Franklin or people over in Brentwood if you're heading this way. You're not going to have a severe backup. We're going to continue watching the maps, though, to let you know if there is an update as far as any kind of commute and backup problems, possible detours in the coming minutes.
That's why we're here for you live through 9 a.m. We've always got you covered. 5:35 right now, and in politics, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is giving up his Republican leadership post. Now, he's not leaving his position other than to say he is stepping down as the House Minority Leader.
Yeah, he told us that it's time to move on to life's next chapter. Direct quote from him. Although McConnell suffered a concussion from a fall last year and has frozen twice during 2 public appearances, he says he's not entirely going away. His aides say his decision to step down is not related to his health. He is the longest serving party leader in Senate history. He turned 82 just last week. Yeah, he does plan to go ahead and finish out his current Senate term, which will end in 2027.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee declares a new Arbor Day for Tennesseans. We are kind of bucking the trend nationally. We'll tell you why Tennessee is going against the grain.
And let's take a live look this morning at 5:35 and show you this. Yeah, Lower Broadway over there getting busy. The beer truck setting up. There is going to be a Predators.
This Thursday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Don't miss it. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Southeast Financial Credit Union.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 5:38 right now, and happening this week, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee declares Friday, tomorrow, Arbor Day in Tennessee. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It doesn't feel like this is normally the calendar time when we see it. Well, you'd be right. Typically, Arbor Day is celebrated nationally at the end of April, but states can change the day based on planting cycles, and our Tennessee governor did that. Experts will be at the Ellington Agricultural Center in South Nashville tomorrow to offer planting advice for Arbor Day as we celebrate it tomorrow right here in Tennessee.
5:39. You would not think Arbor Day and 20-degree wind chills. We're only cold for now, though. This is one of those brief little periods where a lot of cold air moves in really quickly and then it takes a hike. You know, sometimes it comes in the weekend. I call it the weekend vacation. We're just having, a little bit of a spell here. Now, temperatures are cold. We are in the 20s and low 30s this morning. Future track keeping us crystal clear. That has allowed all the heat that we had yesterday before the storms moved in to go back up into the atmosphere. Now, you will see some clouds late today. This is 5 p.m. Overnight tonight, rain will pick up. After midnight, from southwest to northeast, light to moderate rainfall picks up. It's not going to be like yesterday's band of heavy rain and thunderstorms. That's not what we're going to see. These will be hit and miss showers that go through the morning. So driving around in some rain tomorrow to kick off your Friday. Keep that in mind. And we're going to want umbrellas again at the bus stop tomorrow. Winter coats at the bus stop this morning. That rain moves out just in time for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday looking dry. Maybe a pop-up sprinkle for the morning hours of Saturday. And then everything else trending on the up and up. Back to warmer temps we'll find for you in the next check of your Code Red forecast.
We'll see you then, Greg. Thank you. Steer clear traffic time right now. Only one problem in the mid-state currently, and it is not at Vietnam veterans at I-65. In fact, your northern commute looks great right now. No issues on I-65. No problems on Vietnam veterans. No issues on I-24 coming in from Clarksville. However, this is a problem south of town. So this is I-65 at Armory Drive. This is inbound to Nashville. I am noticing a definite uptick in the number of cars on the road right now. That morning commute starting to pick up. I still don't think this crash is worth a detour. All right, so if you're coming in from Brentwood or Franklin, just stick to I-65. You're going to want to move over because this crash involving 2 vehicles is off to the right shoulder. And we understand there are some injuries, but again, not a high impact to your commute at the moment. Celebrating Nashville's diverse cuisine culture. How you can support local restaurants and chefs, especially this week. And a controversy over changes to mid-state school. We're talking about MLK.
Used to make firefighting foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with cancer. Call Bart Durham today for a free consultation.
Let's talk about food.
we were just doing that during the commercial break, as a matter of fact.
It is Nashville Restaurant Week here in Music City, and running it now through March 3rd, you can check out some unique opportunities to take advantage of Music City's restaurant scene.
Yeah, so most of these are sit-down type restaurants where you would go and have an entire experience. We're not really talking fast food. All right, many Nashville restaurants are offering special menus, special drinks, and deals and discounts this week to celebrate Restaurant Week. Also, lots of chef collaboration. So if you're a real foodie and you've got favorite chefs, lots of opportunities for that. Heather Middleton, the Chief Marketing Officer for the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, telling Fox 17 News that Restaurant Week has become quintessential Nashville.
One of a kind, one time only, different chefs around Nashville cooking together to create a unique experience, which is really unique and so Nashville to have these chefs collaborating.
All right, if you want to learn more about Restaurant Week in Music City, you can go to fox17.com. And I know folks were also sharing their top restaurants, so look at that list on our Facebook page.
All righty, maybe get some new dinner ideas. Tech headlines this morning. Calling emergency dispatchers just got easier thanks to a new program where you can video chat and show emergency dispatchers what's happening where you are.
Man, this is fantastic. The sheriff's office over in Flagler County, Florida, says that they began using the video about a year ago, and they'll use it just about any time someone calls 911 about a crime in progress. Listen here.
And frankly, it helps make the law enforcement officer safer because the dispatchers can see exactly what's going on and send help if they need it.
Well, officers say Prepared Live is really helpful in traffic crashes where a dispatcher can see whether they need to send a helicopter, or think about situations where an operator can tell someone to go ahead and administer first aid. That then would be a key situation to have some extra help.
All right, so this program is called Premier Live. It's used by several sheriff's departments across the country. No word, though, on whether it's going to come to the mid-states. If and when it does, we'll be the first to let you know.
Right now, we're going to check in with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus, and I mean, it's just cold outside.
There's no getting away from it. You know, when we have rain in the morning, some people get it, some people don't. When you get cold in the morning, we're usually all in it together. Look at this. This is just kind of going back 24 hours ago to what happened. We were at 71 degrees at 6:45 in the morning. Really warm. Storms moved through Nashville. 2 hours later, the temperature went from 71 degrees to 49 degrees and kept falling throughout the morning. Now, of course, to get a 71 degree temperature at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the next morning have it be 49 degrees happens all the time. It doesn't happen in 2 hours all that often. So here's what the big story is. The big temperature swing. The cold is here. 40 degrees cooler than yesterday morning at the same time. Wind chills are in the 20s. Better later today, but grab the winter coats for the first half of today and you can leave the umbrella at home until tomorrow. Speaking of rain, February rainfall so far, and today we're going to probably have this box stay white as well. The green boxes days that we saw some rainfall. So far, we've seen 3.3 inches of rain, and that's an inch below where we're supposed to be this time of the year through this month. So that's not helpful. We've been in a drought since August, and we're kind of adding back to that. The rain, though, we did have quite a bit of rain over the past, I would say, 2 first weeks of February, and then everything's been drying out since then. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast and try to find the next chance for rain, which will be overnight tonight into tomorrow. After that, we'll dry out for the weekend and bring back a few chances for thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday, drying out once again on Wednesday.
Greg, thank you. Steer clear traffic. Wanted to give you a good news update. The crash that was over on I-65 at Armory Drive is clearing up, so not going to be a big issue as we get into our 6 o'clock hour, which is great news for our commuters coming in from Brentwood and Franklin. But did want to pull this up for you because we're already seeing a ton of congestion right now at the I-40, I-24 interchange. This is traffic that is coming into Nashville from places like Antioch, Smyrna, Laverne, and they're coming into Nashville where I-24 meets up with I-40. So brake check here as you approach. Nothing worth a detour right now. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in about 5 minutes.
In a crisis in the classroom, a series of stories here on Fox 17 News. There are some parents and students who say they want answers about why Metro school leaders are dropping the 7th and 8th grades over at Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet School.
Very popular school, tight-knit community, and parents are furious. They're demanding answers. Why in the world, they say, would you get rid of 7th and 8th grade when it's been so successful? District leaders say they're trying to create room for future high school students. But the numbers that we've looked at tell a different story. As MLK Junior High has a long waiting list, the high school does not. there is a high demand to get kids into the middle school. The high school has high academic standards, which parents say can help children learn at a faster rate.
The unique experience that MLK offers is so important to many families, and it doesn't make any sense to me why we would take away something that is working so well and shift it somewhere else and rename it.
Fox 17 News, we asked all Metro School Board members why they are intent on fixing something that faculty and parents say is not necessarily broken. As of right now, we have not received any of their responses. However, we did get a statement from Metro Schools supporting the decision, writing in part, quote, "The new grade configurations would create alignment with the rest of the district."
Hey, right now, continuing coverage on a hot topic here in Tennessee, and that is content at public libraries. And there's a bill right now moving through our legislature that would make it easier for everyday people to challenge obscene material that is available to children in our Tennessee public libraries.
State Representative John Reagan of Knoxville says his library obscenity bill would allow regular people to petition a local library to restrict access to material they consider obscene to minors. As written, if a person sees a library material they do not believe children should see, they would tell the library about that particular objection. The library would then have a month to go ahead and make a decision on whether or not to limit access.
The taxpayers are the ones supporting these libraries. And in my mind, the taxpayer should have a direct say. And this bill gives them that.
This amendment sounds to me like there is that time without getting all the legal fees and involvement to be able to come together and talk.
So you're hearing Tennessee Republicans arguing why they think it makes sense. Critics say this is limiting access and is an attack on free speech. The sponsor pushed back to that argument, saying the bill is only restricting inappropriate content to minors.
Chick-fil-A is one of my favorite places to wake up and get a biscuit before starting my day. But coming up, we have an important recall alert from the fast food giant.
And making filing your taxes a little bit.
Big discounts, low 1.9% financing for 5 years, and powertrain for life with your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
I know it's cold this morning, but we have a gorgeous sunrise on tap. If you are away from the TV and maybe you're just busy getting ready, take a look at this. Ooh, so pretty. This is a live look from Metro Center. Our camera mounted on top of our studio, looking out toward the Titans practice facility. Speaking of the Titans, huge announcements today from the Tennessee Titans. They're going to be breaking ground on the new stadium in Nashville. We'll be taking you there as that happens later this afternoon, and we'll be giving you a live preview starting in our 7 o'clock hour.
Listen, if you're stuck inside and you can't see the cameras, go to fox17.com. We have the sky eye views you can look at from your laptop or your cell phone. We have a recall alert for you this morning involving Chick-fil-A. Yeah, they're recalling their Polynesian sauce due to allergy concerns.
All right, let's dig into what's at issue here. The fast food restaurant says the cups of Polynesian sauce that you would, dip your nuggets or your fries in may contain wheat and soy. Those are two known allergens, and if you're allergic to those things, you can have a real issue. So if you have some of these dipping containers, you may just want to throw them out. We tell you this because we also know a lot of you like to keep these, right? You get a little extra and you keep it at the house for later. You may just want to throw them out in case you do have those wheat and soy allergies.
5:56, and this is Severe Weather Awareness Week. We've been talking about it all week long, and today's an important day. It is Severe Thunderstorm Safety Day, which means just know the difference between watch and warning. Watch, we're looking out for what could potentially happen. Warning means there's something you have to actively take shelter for, and one of the things that will help you with that if you're outside is knowing how to get alerts. There will be a tornado siren test later today. 9:30 for the entire state. It'll be crystal clear outside when that test does happen. Don't worry, there's no severe weather coming your way. However, they're only made for outdoor use. They're not made for you to hear them inside your house when your TV's turned up, and some counties don't even have them. So just know that. Not every county has one. They're made for outdoor use, and we don't control them, and the National Weather Service does not control when they get fired. Local municipalities do that. So they find someone and they designate that entity to do it. Just keep that in mind. What can you do indoors? Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Obviously, of course, but also a weather radio is a great backup because it has a battery pack in it. If you lose power, say your cell phone dies overnight, this will still alert you to severe weather in your county.
Greg, thank you very much. Steer clear traffic time. I wanted to give you a live look from north of Nashville this morning. This is a look at traffic that is up near the I-65, I-24 interchange. No major problems coming in here this morning on I-24. That's good news for our commuters in Clarksville and Jolton. We are following a bit of a slowdown on I-24, though, coming in from Antioch. We'll take you there next to take a look at your southeast I-24 commute in minutes.
Let's talk about the IRS, though. People here in Tennessee are some of the first to get access to a completely free tax filing service. The IRS is now testing its direct file in 12 states for qualified users to go ahead and file simple tax returns.
Okay, so they call it direct file. States include Tennessee, California, Texas, New York, and Florida. If you're going to use this direct file method, you have to provide a Social Security or individual taxpayer identification number for yourself and your dependents. Now, the service is only for, and this is important, okay, the service is only for W-2 employees, people receiving Social Security, or those on unemployment. If you've got more complicated tax filing, say you've got, you know, an LLC, or you have multiple streams of income or freelance work, this is not going to be for you. Only if you are a W-2 employee on Social Security or on unemployment will you be able to use this direct file through irs.gov.
A household appliance many people cannot live without could be increasing your chances, some say, of developing asthma and other breathing problems. I think we've talked about this in the past. Gas stoves.
Researchers taking a look at the emissions of gas stoves during some cooking experiments, and they claim their findings were then compared to outdoor levels of air pollution caused by cars and trucks. Well, this study claims to show that people cooking inside on a gas stove could be breathing in 10 to 100 times higher levels of particles that are pollutants.
Okay, there is something you can do, though, to reduce those impacts. Listen here.
We know that many Americans do not use their kitchen hood when they cook on a gas stove. So turning on your hood, very effective strategy to reduce your exposure to these very small nanoparticles.
So turn the hood on. Some engineering experts are also advocating for automatic hoods to be installed over the stoves. That, of course, would be in the future.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News This Morning. Right now, continuing the search for a missing teenager out of Sumner County. We'll tell you about the efforts ramping up this morning.
And groundbreaking at the new Nissan Stadium is happening today, this afternoon. What to expect from this groundbreaking ceremony?
Coming up, I'll have an update on the standoff that happened in Antioch last night, plus who's in custody.
6 o'clock on the dot. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. A lot of breaking news stories from overnight, and we want to get you updated on all of them right now to kick off our 6 o'clock hour. We begin with a shooting that has happened on Ed Temple Boulevard right near Tennessee State University. Metro Police dispatchers confirming it happened right around 2:45 this morning, just down the road from TSU. Those dispatchers tell us one person is hurt. We are working to find out how seriously and whether they have anyone in particular they're looking for right now. As we get those updates, we'll bring them to you live through 9.
We're also continuing to follow breaking news this Thursday morning out of Antioch. That is where police say 2 people accused of shooting at Metro Police, they are now behind bars.
It was a very long night, including a standoff, multiple agencies. In fact, Greenbrier police involved in all of this down in Antioch. We have Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live from that location with the newest information.
Good morning. Well, police say a man and a woman were arrested at around 11 o'clock last night after being accused of shooting at police officers. The man is unidentified, but police have identified the woman as Shamika Jones. Police say that the standoff ended peacefully, but that's not what happened beforehand. Take a look at your screen as to what we saw. We saw cop cars, including SWAT, surrounding the suspects by Rural Hill Court here near Priest Lake Plaza. Police say Greenbrier police were trying to arrest Jones, who is wanted for a felony in Moore and Robertson County. The woman sped off from police. Officers then found Jones on Rice Road in South Nashville. Officers tried to box her in, put a spike strip. She left. Then they put spike strips again in Antioch, and then this happened. Take a listen.
At one point, negotiations had broken off. The police department deployed a distraction device, which causes a loud noise to try to get the persons back on the phone to continue negotiations, and actually that was successful.
Again, the two suspects are in custody. I reached out to Metro Police to find out what charges they are facing. We have those answers. We'll bring them to you. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. We also have continuing news regarding the 3 days of searching and still no sign of the missing teenager, Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old, out of Sumner County.
You know, this story has just captured the hearts of so many people, including neighbors in and around Beach High School on Long Hollow Pike, where the command post has been set up and the search efforts are being coordinated. We're talking about the frantic search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. He was last seen Sunday night, reported missing Monday morning. So here we are going into day 4. The director of Sumner County Emergency Management says they have expanded their search. They are not giving up. In fact, I was talking to some neighbors in this area who said even last night there were federal investigators going door to door, continuing to ask people to look at their home surveillance cameras for anything. One of the biggest concerns, Erica, too, especially overnight this morning, has been the weather.
Yeah, so they're concerned about hypothermia, the dropping temperatures, and the rain yesterday. But they say it's not going to let them slow them down when it comes to using all the resources to track down this teenager. That includes horses, ATVs, drones, helicopters, and more. Listen here.
We talk to the family multiple times every day. Mom and stepdad were in early, and Dad was in a little later, and we talked to them for over an hour. Brought them up to speed on what we were doing, and we've been able to sit back and talk, and you know, we share their concern, and you know, it's extremely hard on them.
Yeah, Widener says he was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and sweatpants with glasses.
If you live in the area of Beach High School, so this would be the intersection of Long Hollow Pike and New Shackle Island Road, please just be on alert. You know, we've talked so much about the fact that Sebastian might be hiding. That could be in a crawl space, it could be under a porch, it could be out in a garage or a shed or a carport, in a vehicle somewhere perhaps. So please, just the best thing you can do, they say, because they've had so many people ask, what can we do to help? Yeah. Right, and they say the best thing that you can do is just be alert, check your property, double check your property, and call 911 if you see anything.
Okay, we're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobas, talking about how weather could impact the search efforts today.
Yeah, the cold really is the big thing here this morning. Time right now is 6:05, and that's one of the big 3 things to know this morning is that wind chill is in the upper teens and low 20s, and that is very cold compared to the last several mornings. No rain this morning, thankfully, and no snow either. We keep it dry. The wind has died down, but definitely still feeling on the colder side. Showers do return tonight into tomorrow. We're going to track that for you in your Code Red forecast. Also, the first weekend of March trending warmer, much warmer than today and tomorrow. We'll look at that temperature shift back to what we were used to until those storms came in yesterday. That's coming straight your way in about 6 minutes from right now. In the next check of your Code Red forecast, we'll look at that and also work you into next week and our next potential thunderstorm chance in the forecast.
6:06, do want to check in now on your Thursday morning commute and our Steer Clear traffic update. I am first going to take you to this live look. This is going to be Smyrna, Laverne, Antioch coming into Nashville, I-24 Harding Place. Look on your screen. You're seeing a little bit of a brake check. Really nothing serious going on at this particular moment. And then I'm going to scroll back to this look. Okay, this is also inbound to Nashville, and woo, we got a big brake check here. I-65, I-24 junction. Just go ahead and give yourself a little bit of extra time, but nothing out of the ordinary, no crashes, no disabled vehicles to worry about there.
Hey, in case you missed it last night, we have another state that's trying to disqualify former President Trump from their state's presidential ballot.
Something to me, I didn't have to wonder if you were telling me the truth.
Tracking storms, what you'll need to prepare now for the week ahead. Today at 5:30.
Happy Leap Day. Yeah, it's happening today. A big leap forward, too, for the Titans. Wait, hold on. This is beautiful.
Can we pause for a moment for the sunrise?
Okay, I mean, we cannot ignore that. But a lot of action going to be happening over at Nissan Stadium today. They're breaking ground on, the new stadium that's not going to be happening until 2027, but, celebrating.
The dawn of a new day.
Yes.
It starts today for the Titans. So lots of folks are going to be in Nashville from all over the state for this event. Now, it's important to note this is a private event. Don't go over to Nissan Stadium and try to get a front row seat to all
Fox
this.
17 News told you to go.
Don't even think
Don't
about it. No. We have the governor's going to be there, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell, Titans owner Amy Adams Strunk, and so many others. The new stadium, again, breaking ground today, this afternoon at 2 o'clock. That new stadium is going to go up in the parking lot right beside the current Nissan Stadium. The current Nissan Stadium will stay until they get the new one built. And then once they get the new one built and it's ready for folks, then they will demolish the old one. That's expected to happen coming up in 2027.
Let's talk about politics now. An Illinois judge has removed former President Donald Trump from the state's ballot. So a big story here today. The surprise move is the latest action based on arguments around the nation involving the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban.
Yeah, the legal challenge here is what is defined as an insurrectionist, and does former President Trump, fall under that? We've had other states try to do the same thing, including Maine and Colorado. Now, Mr. Trump can appeal any of these judges' decisions in any of the states, but it's really not going to be necessary because the Supreme Court has already said they're going to hear this case and whether it has any validity. They're going to hear Colorado's case in particular, and what the justices decide on the Colorado case will then set the precedent for other states. And every legal expert that we've heard from so far has said it doesn't look like right now these states have any ground to stand on enforcing those bans.
Okay, so earlier we showed you the sunrise. Let's now check in with our Code Red meteorologist because looks are deceiving. You better grab that jacket.
Oh, yes. I mean, it looks gorgeous. You look outside, you go, oh, the sun is beautiful. We had the storms and the wind yesterday. Well, it's cold. It is very, very cold compared to yesterday. We have wind chills right now that are in the teens in some spots. So looks good, feels not so great. That's what we'll say as far as today is concerned. Forecast, what can you expect getting out the door? I had a red light for yesterday when it came to weather's impact on traffic. Today I've got a green light, no worries, no visibility problems, no wind. Grab the sunglasses though, you'll want them. Sun glare will be an issue here. The sunrise officially happens in 6 minutes, and then between then and 9 o'clock, tons of sunshine, but keeping it cold across the board. We feel like we are in the upper teens and low 20s. Future Track keeps the sun with us until we get to around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon toward the evening. Rain moves in overnight tonight. Stick with me. In about 5 minutes, we'll look ahead to tonight and tomorrow. We'll track hour by hour rain chances, look at your 7-day forecast, and of course, plan the upcoming weekend.
Greg, thank you so much. Hey, your steer clear commute is looking pretty good here for a Thursday morning. We are 6:12 right now, so a good bit into our morning commute, and a live look from I-65 at Rosa Parks. So shows that travel around this north loop of downtown is actually moving pretty smoothly right now. We are monitoring a bit of a slowdown this morning up a little north of this near I-65 at Trinity Lane, and some backups coming in on I-24, but currently we are crash free.
6:12, do want to update you on some breaking news when it comes to international headlines this Thursday morning out of Russia. That is where President Vladimir Putin is warning that sending Western troops to Ukraine could risk a global nuclear conflict. Putin's warning coming in a State of the State nation address overnight ahead of next month's elections. Putin vowing to fulfill Moscow's goals in Ukraine and sternly warned Western countries against any deeper involvement in the fighting, saying, quote, it will lead to tragic consequences for the countries who decide to do that.
Updating you this morning on the devastating wildfires currently burning in Texas. We have new information from the Lone Star State, and you may be shocked to hear how many acres are currently on fire and how that compares to the size of an entire state.
Yeah, and we told you about the groundbreaking ceremony at Nissan Stadium today, but
fair, but they're not. I can help.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Zander Insurance.
Hey, Tennessee has the most pothole complaints in the nation. Yeah, that's according to a study. A post on the social media site X, Twitter.
Yeah, it's not really surprising to us because we see and hear your complaints through our social media pages, so we know you're frustrated. The travel design company City Bread collected data by tracking tweets, hashtags, and keywords.
Oh.
All surrounding potholes. Well, Tennessee is #1 in the country when it comes to social media posts about potholes.
It means that we complain a lot about what's going on social media.
Mm-hmm.
The top 5, Indiana at #2, Arkansas #3, Kansas #4, and then Vermont at #5. So this does take us then to our social media question. We always want to know what you all think. How is TDOT doing when it comes to responding to the pothole problems? We asked this over on the X account, so y'all can sound off and add to even more responses.
But look, it's funny, we didn't hashtag it.
We should have hashtagged
We should have hashtagged it.
Okay, well, anyway, as of right now, 62.2% of you all say it's poor. Their response is,
man.
we do a pothole patrol. So please let us know the issues that you're seeing, what areas are trouble spots. I know, Jen, you always talk about the potholes you're seeing.
Oh my gosh, well, we drive all over the place with our kids and sports and stuff. And, we recently commented about potholes that were on Highway 41 in Millersville. Those got patched. Happy to report. But there's a stretch of I-65 at Trinity Lane, one of the most traveled sections of road in the mid-state, where the asphalt is just disintegrating. So, yeah, to Erica's point, let us know what you're seeing, and we'll see if we can't work to help get you some results.
We're going to take you now to Texas, though, and let you see the wildfire video for yourself. One of the largest wildfires to ever devastate Texas is continuing to burn, and they're doing a lot of evacuations.
Yeah, Fox News' Ted Linder taking a closer look this morning at the destruction, but also the recovery efforts and what's fueling the flames.
Intense infernos continue terrorizing the Texas Panhandle, with one of the blazes, dubbed the Smokehouse Creek Fire, scorching at least 850,000 acres as of Wednesday night, an area larger than the size of Rhode Island.
As soon as they got started, they took off. We had extremely high winds and very low relative humidity, lots of dry grass from the winter.
You can see the fierce winds whipping up embers and smoke, helping the fire spread into parts of neighboring Oklahoma.
Instead of counting the number of homes lost, what we're devoting our resources to is trying to prevent any other homes from being lost.
At least one person in Texas is confirmed dead, but officials believe evacuation orders help prevent mass casualties.
The sky just turned black. I mean, the smoke was so thick, and luckily we made it out and into the migrant caravan, which I think was probably about 30 miles long.
Some residents of impacted areas returning after the flames had passed, digging through debris to try and salvage any belongings that may have survived.
It's still emotional. This is our life. I mean, we've been here for 50 years, and it's pretty tough.
But firefighters warn folks may not be in the clear just yet.
Friday and into the weekend, you're going to start seeing some adverse weather conditions come back to us. I don't want the community there to feel a false sense of security that all of these fires will not grow anymore. This is still a very dynamic situation.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
Ted, thank you very much. It is 6:19 right now, and we've had a lot of changes that we've gone through in the weather department the last few days. One being these rainstorms. And I say change because, Greg, folks have been blowing me up on social media. I noticed it myself, asking me what in the world is going on with the rain. Why has it seemed like the last 2 rains, it's rained dirt? You go out and your car is covered in it.
I asked myself the same question. I've got a black vehicle. I walked out and I'm like, why are these little yellow circles where the inside there's nothing, but around it you get the little yellow? Dust and smoke. Dust and smoke from those fires. So I kind of looked in and I'm like, wait, okay, what's going on? And look, these are the fires that we just talked about. This is the dust forecast from yesterday. So when the rain came in, there was a bunch of dust in the upper atmosphere that got brought down, not just yesterday, but we're talking about a few rains we've had over the course of the last few days. And that dust has brought us those yellow spots. See, viewers showing just like this, all over your car, your windshields, even the sides, the backs, the whole 9 yards. I tried using the windshield wipers and it went. You need a real old school car wash to get rid of this, to make your car look good again. And I wouldn't do it today because tomorrow we have some rain. Taking a look today through 5 o'clock, nothing happens outside. Enjoy some sunshine, but get the winter coat. We are cold in the 20s. Here's 3 a.m. overnight into tomorrow morning. Waking up at this time tomorrow, I'll be tracking rainfall coming down in spots across Middle Tennessee. You want the umbrella tomorrow? Maybe set the alarm an extra 5-10 minutes early because that rain tracks all the way into the afternoon. Not raining every hour, but there will be showers on and off through your Friday.
Greg, thank you so much. At 6:20, we do want to check in once again for your steer clear traffic updates and save you some time before heading out the door this morning to get on the road. I-40 at American Road right here showing you a live look. We do not see any traffic headaches right here, okay? No brake checks, no disabled vehicles. We're going to keep a close eye on the TDOT traffic maps to bring you any of the latest crash updates throughout this morning.
Yeah, that Bellevue commute said to be one of the best in the mid-state. You know that for traffic? Okay. Holding up to its reputation this morning. Looking good coming in from west of town. All right, let's talk Titans. New head coach Brian Callahan gearing up for his first NFL draft. And it all starts this week. We've got the NFL Combine happening in Indianapolis.
And of course, the draft is the biggest part of the offseason for all of our NFL teams. But the Titans, they also have a big decision to make about a certain, franchise running back. You know what I'm talking about?
Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Yeah. Coach Callahan and GM Ran Carthen have been in touch with Derrick Henry, we understand, and they had this to say when it comes to the future.
I think that there's a great relationship with him and the organization that I know that he's always going to have the Titans in his heart. So whatever that looks like moving forward, we'll keep working through it. But I know what he means to the city and to the team, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him.
Derrick and I had a good conversation on the way out, and he knows where we are and we know where he is. I think you guys that have been around, a year know that we don't really talk about, players' contract status in public. But we'll be well positioned to do whatever we need to do.
All right, they don't talk about player contract status in public. All right, Carthon, he is not exaggerating about being in a good position, though. According to the NFL, I want to get this right, Players Association.
Yeah, the NFLPA.
Oh, the Titans have the most salary cap space going into the offseason at about $90 million.
6:22 right now, a teenager is hurt overnight in a shooting at a Nashville apartment complex. We'll take a look at the teenager's condition and what police have been able to learn so far.
And some mid-state schools, they are testing out a new...
...have been associated with cancer. Call Bart Durham today for a free consultation.
Before severe weather happens, download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
Welcome back to Operation Crime and Justice. Metro Nashville police investigating a shooting that has left a teenager hurt, and it happened in a really busy part of town just on the outskirts of downtown Nashville. This is the Fallbrook Apartments in East Nashville near Dickerson Pike and Trinity Lane. Still working to find out what started all of this, but again, a 16-year-old shot, taken to the hospital. We understand the teenager is expected to recover, but police are still working to find out who's responsible and what led up to it.
6:25 is the time. Do want to check in right now for your coffee cast. That's a weather cast here. Greg stepped out, so we're stepping in to let you know that it's going to be a chilly one. This is the day that you certainly want to bring your winter coat with you. If you're heading out to the bus stop or even out to, for a walk this morning, it's going to be chilly out there. 7 a.m., 30 degrees, 9 a.m., just warming up to 36 degrees. Oof, just get through the sleep day. Greg is promising some warmer temperatures as we do head into the weekend.
At 6:25, steer clear traffic right now. No crashes reported anywhere in the mid-state, so that's the good news. Just reassuring you there. But we do have some slow zones, one of them being along I-24. Now, this is I-24 at Briley Parkway, which really doesn't look too bad. But if you are waking up this morning down in Smyrna and you're coming through Laverne, we definitely have a congested zone between Sam Ridley Parkway and Old Hickory Boulevard on I-24. We'll monitor that drive for you and let you know if you need the detours in the next few minutes.
In education news now, Rutherford County Schools, they are testing out a new security system that will automatically detect weapons on campus.
It's interesting because this is the type of technology that you would see at major events, think sporting events or concerts. And this system is being paid for with state money. Oakland Middle School has volunteered to be one of the first traditional schools to test the system, but they're also being used at Rutherford County's 2 alternative schools. These systems, as I mentioned, very similar to what you would see at Bridgestone Arena or Nissan Stadium. And everybody who comes through these 3 schools where they're doing the test program will go through these upright poles. You're watching the demonstration video right here. Those poles scan for weapons. If the system detects a weapon, that person would be moved to the side for a more thorough scan in person there at the school. The company that they're using is called Evolve, and that is who was providing this demonstration video to show you how it works.
Well, coming up, we're going to have continuing coverage of a standoff over at Antioch. We have the very latest updates from Metro Police, including who is now behind bars.
And controversy over taking away certain grade levels.
You're watching Fox 17, your home for Code Red weather and NASCAR.
NASCAR's best season ever, here on Fox 17.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, and absolutely gorgeous, just chilly start to your Thursday, and it's Leap Day. A live look into downtown Nashville. We'll track the temperatures for you as we get into your weekend so you can make those outdoor plans.
And we are just starting by thanking you for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News this Thursday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. And a lot of big stories happening new from overnight while you were sleeping. We'll get you caught up right now.
Yeah, we're continuing to follow the breaking news out of Antioch. That's where police say 2 people accused of shooting at Metro Police, they are now behind bars.
But not before a standoff overnight involving police from Nashville and Greenbrier. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us from the scene with the updates.
The suspect's car was taken down by spikes right behind me on that corner of Rural Hill Court near Priest Lake Plaza near us. That's when police say the passenger shot at officers. Police say the man is unidentified and the woman is named Shamika Jones. Both were taken into custody around 11 last night. Police say it all started because Greenbrier police were trying to arrest Jones, who was wanted for a felony and more in Robertson County. She then sped off from police. Officers found Jones' car on Rice Road in South Nashville, tried to box her in, put a spike strip, and she left. They put spike strips again in Antioch, and when the tires deflated, that's when police say the man, who was the passenger, fired at officers before the 2 were arrested. Don Aaron, the public affairs director with Metro Police, says it ended peacefully.
Both are in custody. There was no harm to any police officers and no harm to either of those individuals.
I reached out to Metro Police to find out what charges the suspect may be facing. When we have those answers, we will bring them to you. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:32 your time, looking at your Code Red forecast, and this time around not Code Red, more like Cold Red. We are real cold. We're talking about temperatures here where you see your breath when you go out the door. Tons of sunshine. It looks beautiful. It's just chilly. Temperatures are about 40 degrees cooler to kick off today than they were at the same time yesterday. We were in the 70s in Nashville at this time before the storms rolled through. Rain returns tonight into tomorrow. Until then, you can leave the umbrella, let it dry out a little bit from yesterday, and just grab the winter coat. We're all clear when it comes to Code Red. This is your beautiful blue sky, 31 degrees, the crystal clear night. Let us get on the colder side. Tonight, a little on the cloudier side, so not quite as chilly, but look at how it feels. Wind chill temperature 25 in Nashville, 21 in Clarksville, 20 also in Cookeville, 21 in McMinnville, and 20 in Murfreesboro. We're cold across the board no matter where you are at. We're not escaping it, but at least we're keeping our Code Red threat level in the all clear. Let's take a look. We are tracking those cold temperatures. When do they end? They end over the weekend. 69 on Saturday, 72 on Sunday. We just got to get through this morning and tomorrow morning, and everything is uphill from here.
Thank you, Greg. I got it. Trust me. He always makes fun of me.
We did. Erica said she was trying to say things were improving. What was it? You said everything's uphill from here.
Yes. It's getting better.
It's getting better.
The weekend is upon us.
It's her own way of saying it.
Let's check in when it comes to traffic and see how things are shaping up when it comes to your steer clear traffic update. So right now we're taking an I-40 look at the I-24 junction right here. No slowdowns to tell you about. This is looking very, very good. We are going to show you another live look, though, to see what's happening in this spot. This is going to be Vietnam Veterans Boulevard over at Gallatin Pike. No issues either. Giving you the green light.
Crisis in the classroom right now at 6:34. We have some parents and some students who are furious, and they are demanding answers from Metro Nashville Public Schools as to why school leaders are getting rid of the 7th and 8th grades at Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet School.
Well, district leaders say the move will create more room for future high school students, but the numbers, some say, tell a different story, as MLK Junior High has a long wait list, but the high school does not. The school has high academic standards, which parents say helps children learn at a faster rate.
The unique experience that MLK offers is so important to many families, and it doesn't make any sense to me why we would take away something that is working so well and shift it somewhere else and rename it.
It makes me wonder, especially because this is a magnet school with high demand at the middle school level, where are these kids going to go in the future? Are they going to filter out to private schools in the area, perhaps? Well, Fox 17 News reached out to every single one of the Metro Nashville School Board members to ask them why they are essentially accused of trying to fix something that's not broken. Well, we got no response from any of the school board members. We did get a statement from Metro Public Schools in support of their decision, saying in part, and I quote, "The new grade configurations would create alignment with the rest of the district, but that does not sit well, and it's just not enough for the families that are impacted." So this story will continue. We'll keep digging for answers, and Crisis in the Classroom is a way that we work to not only expose problems in the classroom, but work to find solutions. So if you have a story you think falls in line with that, just shoot us an email to news@fox17.com. You can also call the tip line, that number on your screen, 266-4149.
We have a tough story right now in Operation Crime and Justice. Difficult topic, but a Murray County teacher has been indicted on charges that do include rape.
Very sensitive details here. Kenny L. Anderson Jr. accused of multiple incidents with an underage victim for 3 years between 2020 and 2023. Anderson now faces a long list of charges. The Murray County School Superintendent says that Anderson got suspended last August pending an investigation.
The longest serving party leader in Senate history is now stepping down. So coming up, we'll explain what is next for the state of Kentucky and Mitch McConnell.
Just a note of thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News this morning, a live look on Lower Broadway. And as I mentioned, a note of thanks. I want to say a special good morning to my new friends that I made yesterday at the brand new BJ's warehouse at Rivergate.
Oh, Cricket.
Okay, good morning, Cricket, and good morning, Miss Kelly. Sweetest.
Waltrip Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Visit DarrellWaltripBuickGMC.com.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Destin Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
6:39 is the time. We do want to talk politics to let you know that Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is giving up his Republican leadership post, but he's not going to be out entirely until 2027.
All right, yeah, in case you missed the news yesterday afternoon, Mitch McConnell did not cite a specific reason for his decision to lead that leadership role other than to say, quote, "It's time to move on to life's next chapter." You may remember Mitch McConnell had a concussion after a fall last year, and then a couple of times during press conferences he froze. It seemed very confused and dazed. His aides say this decision to step down is not related to his health.
No, he is the longest serving party leader in Senate history, and just last week he celebrated his 82nd birthday. That was last week. Now he says that he plans to go ahead and finish out his current Senate term, which will end in 2027.
All right, so what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
For leadership there, we will be keeping an eye on that story as it develops.
Right when it comes to your forecast, though, grab your winter coat, get out the door, and maybe some weekend sunshine is on the way.
Yeah, it's kind of the sunglasses, winter coat kind of a morning. In the afternoon, a little bit better, back up near 50 degrees. But the next weather maker has been that cold that has just taken over most of the country. It's not just us, so we're not alone. But taking a look, we are starting off sunny. It is really a beautiful start. At least it looks like a beautiful start out there. But clouds are going to creep in late afternoon throughout this evening. That's ahead of a warm front that brings in some rain overnight tonight into tomorrow. It's not going to be like yesterday where we have a line of rock and thunderstorms that come through and we all get the wind. This is just light to moderate rainfall that will be in little pockets throughout the morning and the afternoon. Once the rain tracks out, the clouds begin to move out going into Saturday and Sunday, and we finally get warmer. But between now and then, you are starting off in the upper 20s. We feel like we're in the upper teens and low 20s. So look forward to the weekend. Start making your plans now. I've taken the rain out of Saturday, both Saturday and Sunday, trending dry, right near 70 degrees.
Greg, thank you very much. We've got a live look and steer clear traffic. This is I-24 at Baker Road. This is out past Smyrna and Laverne where we don't have a ton of congestion, but we do have more congested zones as you approach I-24 at Old Franklin Road. That's in Laverne. So just know we don't have any crashes, so that's great news, but definitely a brake check as you are coming from Laverne all the way into Nashville this morning. Also a little slow north of town on Vietnam Veterans, I-65 up near Millersville, a tad slow, no crashes though. We'll get another check of steer clear traffic in just a few minutes.
Celebrating Nashville's diverse cuisines. Coming up, we're going to explain how you can support local business owners.
Tennessee governor declares a new Arbor Day.
It's weird regurgitated baby food.
I'm fighting for this.
Oh my God.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Tracking storms, what you'll need to prepare now for the week ahead. Watch Fox 17 News at 9.
Happening this week, it is Nashville Restaurant Week here in Music City, running now through March 3rd. You can check out some, unique opportunities to just explore different cuisines.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a foodie and you want to go sit down for a special meal, this is your jam, okay? This is not like go get a free burger at a fast food joint.
It's our jam, huh?
Okay, okay, done. A lot of Nashville restaurants offering special curated menus, deals and discounts, collaborations with chefs. Heather Middleton, who is the Chief Marketing Officer for Nashville Convention and Visitors, telling Fox 17 News that Restaurant Week has become a quintessential event.
One of a kind, one time only, different chefs around Nashville cooking together to create a unique experience, which is really unique and so Nashville to have these chefs collaborating.
All right, maybe you want to have a leap day meal. You can learn more about Nashville's Restaurant Week over at fox17.com.
We have a bill that is currently moving through our state legislature that would make it easier for everyday people to challenge obscene material in Tennessee libraries that could be in an area where a child would have view of it or be able to take part in it.
Here are the details. State Representative John Reagan of Knoxville says his library obscenity bill would allow people, regular people, to petition a local library to restrict access to material they consider obscene to minors. As written, if a person sees a library material that they don't believe children should see, they would then tell the library about that particular objection. That library would then have a month to make a decision on whether or not to go ahead and limit access.
The taxpayers are the ones supporting these libraries. And in my mind, the taxpayer should have a direct say. And this bill gives them that.
This amendment sounds to me like there is that time without getting all the legal fees and involvement to be able to come together and talk.
Critics see limiting access as an attack on free speech, though. The sponsor pushed back, saying the bill only restricts access for minors, and that is a key point.
Happening this week, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has declared tomorrow Arbor Day in Tennessee. This is not in alignment with the national calendar. It's typically celebrated at the end of April nationally, but states do have the right to change that day based on different planting cycles, depending on their location. So we've got some agriculture experts who will be at the Ellington Ag Center in South Nashville to offer some planting advice. Again, that's coming up tomorrow.
That's so interesting to me. I would love to ask Governor Bill Lee, if you're watching, is it based on, remember how we were saying because it's been warmer and fluctuating more and the budding process that we have now made the decision to move it on up?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Curiosity. Curiosity.
Give me answers. Well, I'll tell you this, whatever is out there has already started budding because allergies, and I know a lot of y'all have been experiencing this, allergies are kind of already acted up.
They're not good at all. They really are not. That and then the combination of dust from wildfires off to the west. It's been a rough couple of days here. Now, as far as the growing season goes, one of the most important ingredients, obviously, is water. And we've not had a lot of rain here this month. We're actually about an inch below what we're supposed to be through the end of the month. We're right at just about 3.3 inches of rain. We're usually about an inch more than that, as you can see right down here on the bottom of the calendar. Now, green days are days where we've had rain. We have the totals there for each day. We had the one aggressive day. We had 1.16 inches of rain leading into Valentine's Day week on that Monday. Everything else has been pretty run-of-the-mill, so not a whole lot that we've added since then, really. And we need to add more rain going forward. So that's where we're at. Here's where we're at, too, how we feel. Not very comfortable. 25 degrees, your feels-like temperature right now in Nashville, 20 in McMinnville and 21 in Crossville. Thankfully, no teens on here right now, but there have been times where we teeter right around that 20-degree mark for how we feel. Going forward, only one more cold morning is ahead of us. So that's at least some good news. Right now, though, looking out at, yes, Broadway. We are getting the beer trucks out there. We're stocking up for the weekend. And I will tell you this right now, if you have Friday evening plans, maybe you are planning to go downtown, you're going to want an umbrella because there will be some scattered rain early and then another batch of some showers that will track you into the evening hours. We're going to look at that on Future Track for you hour by hour. Coming up in a few minutes, just know that our weekend does get much better. Upper 60s and low 70s both days.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This trampoline displaced by severe weather in Ohio. Storms also spawned several tornadoes early Wednesday. In Rhode Island, rain swept into the Providence area ahead of a cold front. And this firefall is an amazing sight at Yosemite National Park. It happens when a sparse wintertime waterfall flows over part of El Capitan in February. This glowing effect created when the sunset light hits the water just right.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
6:49 is the time. Do want to take a live look for you and bring you up to speed for what's happening here. Let's take a look at I-65 over at Trinity Lane. Now, you're not seeing any crashes, no disabled vehicles over on the shoulder. This spot is looking very, very good. Just a little bit of a slowdown, but seriously, nothing that's worth a detour. You're just going to have to deal with it as you head on off to work on this Labor Day. It's Leap Day. I'm sorry, y'all.
She was combining Leap Day and Arbor Day.
Yes, exactly. Hey, after the break, though, we're going to have a live look I-24 Hickory Hollow to show you what's happening over there.
All right. Hey, if you are sick of Nashville.
What? No.
Not speaking for us. We love Nashville. But if you're feeling like, yeah, you need to get out, this study shows you are not alone. There is a new report out by personal finance company Wallet Hub that revealed California.
Oh, no. No. Stop.
It's one of the happiest places in the country.
Who did this?
Who did this?
Nashville.
I know Wallet Hub did, but really?
Nashville ranking 107th?
Stop.
And Knoxville having one of the worst depression rates?
Tell that to all the people who have moved to Nashville from California in the last 4 years,
Yeah.
okay? We got the numbers, folks. But these analysts say they surveyed people from 200 of the biggest cities in the U.S., taking into consideration factors like job satisfaction, what there is to do in those particular cities. There's no shortage of anything to do around here. Right. But also they claim they took a look at depression rates.
We have a bone to pick.
We got a lot of questions. Somebody's got some answering to do.
Well, more travelers are abandoning their thrill-filled vacation for a little bit of R&R. A Wall Street Journal report cites a survey from Longwoods International that found 21% of travelers say rest and relaxation is the purpose for their getaway. If you're a parent, rest and relaxation doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with traveling.
Right, but the survey shows a shift from doing fun adventure type stuff to more restful family time. More and more people apparently want to just unwind during their time off, including, leisure activities. Maybe you just go for a walk or you get massages instead of that like rigorous, okay, we're on vacation and
got to accomplish this, this, and that.
We're doing all the things. It also seems like, at least according to this survey, that folks are finding that rest and relaxation by booking their stays at all-inclusive resorts.
Let's talk about some tech news. Calling emergency dispatchers has just gotten easier thanks to a new program that can use video chat and then show dispatchers what is happening in real time. It's a real tool.
This is an interesting advancement here. Sheriff's office in Flagler County, Florida, just started using something called Prepared Live about a year ago. That is the system. It's called Prepared Live, and they use it pretty much anytime somebody calls 911 now, especially if there's a crime in progress.
And frankly, it helps make the law enforcement officer safer because the dispatchers can see exactly what's going on and send help if they need it.
That's Rick Flagler with the sheriff, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office there, and he is the sheriff, saying that this company, Prepared Live, has really been helpful when it comes to traffic accidents, where a dispatcher can see whether they need to send perhaps a helicopter, or if there are situations where an operator can tell somebody to administer first aid based on injuries. Interesting. Premier Live is used by several sheriff's departments across the country, but no word yet on whether it's coming to Nashville.
Coming up next here on Fox 17 News this Thursday morning, talking about Chick-fil-A. Yeah, there's an important recall alert that you want to go ahead and hear, and maybe it will help you to check your cabinets.
Making 18,000 miles. 1971 Corvette Stingray 454.
Come see us at Batesford 11 in Tennessee. We'll trade anything that don't eat.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Warning you up to 3 days in advance.
So, when we call a Code Red weather alert,
know we're providing you with the information needed to prepare and stay safe.
you're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
The Fox 17 Code Red weather app, your first line of defense when severe weather threatens. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red weather app now.
You're watching.
I see a blue sky. Don't worry about it, but also know that they're made for outdoor use. It will be at 9:30 later on today. And tornado sirens, not every county has them. They are only made to use outdoors, and we don't control them. The Weather Service does not control them. It is your local county where they give certain people the ability to go and do so whenever there are warnings.
Yeah, definitely a good reminder, Greg. Thank you so much. 6:57 is the time, and I do want to bring your attention to the little bit of a break check here. This is going to be a live look at I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. And yeah, you can see that typical work day, work morning congestion there. There are no crashes there. We're also keeping a very close eye on all the TDOT maps. We don't see any incidents that we need to bring to your attention either regarding any detours. Again, live look I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway, giving you the green light.
Interesting story here, as folks in Tennessee are some of the first to get access to a free tax filing service. You'll want to know this is directly through the IRS. They're testing something called Direct File in 12 states for qualified users to file simple tax returns for free. I'll get to the simple part of this in just a moment, all right? But Tennessee is one of the states, along with states like California, Texas, New York, and Florida. You are going to have to provide your Social Security number, of course, or your individual taxpayer identification number for you and for your dependents. Now, here it gets to who's able to do this. This is only for people who are W-2 employees, anybody who is on Social Security, or if you're on unemployment. In other words, if you are someone who has a complicated tax return, you might do freelance work, perhaps you own rental properties, or you've got lots of investments. Anything other than a simple W-2 filer cannot use this. But if you want more details, go to directfile.irs.gov.
Well, this morning the gas stove debate continues. There is a household appliance, the gas stove, that many of us say we can't live without. But some say it could be increasing your chances of developing asthma and other breathing problems. Going to tell you what researchers have examined. Okay, they took a closer look at the emissions of gas stoves during cooking experiments. Their findings were then compared to outdoor levels of air pollution caused by non-electric vehicles. Well, the study then, they say, showed people cooking indoors on a gas stove could be breathing in 10 to 100 times more of the small particles than they would from cars if they were on the side of the road. But there's something some say you can do to reduce those impacts.
We know that many Americans do not use their kitchen hood when they cook on a gas stove. So turning on your hood, very effective strategy to reduce your exposure to these very small nanoparticles.
Not only is it effective, it's commonsensical, right? Just turn on the hood. It'll help ventilate your space. Some engineering experts also think that automatic hoods should be installed over stoves in the future. We'll let you know whether that happens. This falls in line with the story that we've covered over the last year about, the concerns of the threat of the government taking away your gas stoves. This does not look to be an effort to do that.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. We have 2 people waking up behind bars after a standoff with police overnight and shots fired at those officers. We've got an update from that location.
And the search intensifies for a missing Sumner County teenager with autism. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared Sunday morning. More on the search efforts as crews are hard at work.
And waking up this morning here much colder than yesterday. Temperatures are in the 20s when we get back to the 60s and 70s and one rain chance before the weekend.
Yeah, Greg, bring that sunshine, okay? Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. Let's get straight to the breaking news updates that we've got for you this morning. And we go to Antioch, where an officer-involved standoff happened overnight. This involved multiple agencies. In fact, not just Metro Police, but Greenbrier. Here's what we know so far. The 2 people accused of shooting at Metro Police are in custody right now. Police tell us those 2 people climbed out of a car and finally surrendered after more than an hour worth of work on the part of negotiators.
This was a very slow speed pursuit because the spike strips were effective, and the car wound up on Rural Hill Court. Once on Rural Hill Court, the vehicle was obviously disabled. It couldn't move. The SWAT team was notified due to the armed person who was in the car who had already fired in the direction of police officers.
This whole thing started in Greenbrier, and not the only breaking news update that we're following for you this morning.
Yeah, Jen, we're also working to learn more about a shooting near Tennessee State University, and we're mapping it out for you right here. Metro dispatchers confirming it happened over on Ed Temple Boulevard around 2:45 this morning. That is just down the road from TSU. Dispatchers telling us 1 person has been critically injured, and there is no one as of right now in custody. It's a story we'll continue updating on fox17.com.
And good morning. We are waking up. The last thing we talked about here before we came into the 7 o'clock hour was the tornado siren test we're going to have at 9:30 later on today. So just keep that in mind. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week. And also, you can get a weather radio if you're not going to be able to hear those sirens outdoors. This is great. The Fox 17 Code Red Weather app, also a fabulous resource. But this is nice because it has a battery backup. So say the power goes out where you live, never going to miss an alert that comes straight to your county. What you also are not going to miss the temperatures walking out the door. Here is how it feels. It feels like we are in the 20s to kick off the morning. 24, the wind chill temperature in Nashville. Out to the Cumberland Plateau, we've dipped back into the teens. 18, your wind chill in Crossville. 20 in McMinnville and 23 in Tullahoma. This is not a great start, but the afternoon not all that bad, up to 50 degrees. We've got the sunshine already rolling for us here. Looking at downtown, looking at Lower Broadway, we're gearing up for the weekend here, which we know always brings the people here in droves. 55 degrees tomorrow, a high of 50 today, 69 on Saturday, 72 on Sunday. Warmer for the weekend, or even the nighttime temperatures getting a little bit better, back into the 40s. Both of those nights, Saturday into Sunday morning and Sunday into Monday. If you're wondering, when is the next chance for thunderstorms? That'll be on Monday.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. We'll just kind of note that on the calendar right now. Steer clear traffic looking pretty good along I-40 at Charlotte Pike. This is your commute right now from west of Nashville. So for all of you in Dickson, Kingston Springs, Bellevue, smooth sailing. We've got no major construction zones, no crashes. That west side commute looking great. In moments, we're going to take you south of Nashville along 840, where we have had reports of a crash. We'll do that in about 5 minutes.
It's heart-wrenching because it could happen to any one of us. And I have grown-up children, I have grandchildren, but it does make me so sad that we can't find him. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, this Thursday morning, the search intensifying for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers.
This is the teenage boy who has autism, who has been missing since Sunday night. Really, that's the last time his family reported seeing him, and then the official missing report coming out Monday morning. We have had a night of cold temperatures. You know, we had a lot of rain yesterday, and so these searchers have been so concerned about Sebastian being exposed to the elements.
And hundreds of people, we understand this, have been telling you too that they've been working around the clock trying to track down where he is. Families heartbroken to see folks in their community having to go through this. Local leaders say if you live in this area, please keep a close eye out on for Sebastian. And if you have any updates, maybe you do see him, you were asked to call 911 immediately.
Yeah, some of that video you just saw coming from a vigil overnight at a Hendersonville church. The main search area is still focused around Beach High School on Long Hollow Pike. Fox 17 News working to keep you updated on this story 24/7. Even when we're not on the air, you can get updates and stay informed by scanning that QR code right there. That'll take you straight to our free Fox 17 News app.
The new Nissan Stadium is breaking ground here in the Music City. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll tell you what the plans are, and also I'll show you the visuals of what it's supposed to look like.
And leaders in Nashville acknowledge there's a big problem in the city. Now local
cleaning, no grout, and a perfect watertight seal, and a lifetime warranty. Bath Fitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Fox 17 News, Code Red Weather.
Your first line of defense when severe weather threatens.
And I think we can use the money better. We can send this back. We can get something better than this.
The Titans are incredible for our city. They're an incredible partner. We need to support them and pass this vote.
Ooh, you can hear both heated sides of the debate over the brand new Nissan Stadium, and the big day is here. After years of planning and debating, just like what you heard there, the Titans are set to host a private groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon for the brand new Nissan Stadium. Now, it's not going to open until 2027, assuming everything stays on time, but we already have an idea of what it's going to look like. And for the latest on that, Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live from the future site right next to the old Nissan Stadium.
Yeah, that's right. It's supposed to be built right here in this parking lot across the street from the former Nissan Stadium. And it comes with a price tag of more than $2 billion. It won't just be home to the Titans, but also have live performances that is expected to bring more people here to the Music City. What's different is that the stadium is enclosed, meaning no more rainy days canceling events. It'll have bars with a wide range of both outdoor and covered seating areas, and it'll be massive, seating around 60,000 people. Now, as you mentioned, this afternoon there will be a private event behind me underneath that tent. We're expecting lots of local leaders to be there, and we will bring you more updates on what those plans are as soon as we find that out. Again, this new stadium is expected to open in 2027. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. And hey, if you want to see the complete breakdown of the plans for the stadium, look at more renderings, head to fox17.com. Just search stadium.
And 7:10 is our time right now. Taking a look here at the big weather story for us going into the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. Chilly morning. When we warm up will be the weekend itself, but we have to have some rain first. So the rain brings in the warmer air by the weekend. This morning, though, our temperatures are in the 20s. Right now, we're at 32 in Nashville, but get away from downtown. It's many upper 20-degree temperatures. A couple of clouds still lingering out there, but a lot of sunshine as well. All of our cameras are starting off good for you to kick off the day. I want to talk, though, rain timing overnight tonight into tomorrow. Here's 5 p.m. A few clouds begin to move in, and then with that cloud cover, here comes the rain overnight tonight. This is a new look at Future Track here at 7 o'clock, 3 a.m. Tonight into tomorrow morning. Rain begins to move in, fairly overspreading the area by 7 o'clock, and then continuing through 11 and 12 o'clock going into the afternoon. Most of this is out of here for the evening, but a stray shower cannot be ruled out. So if you have Friday dinner plans or just Friday evening plans, this will be in your future. Grab an umbrella just in case throughout most of the day. We do dry down, though. When it comes down to the upcoming weekend, we'll take a look at your Saturday and Sunday. And one more thing we've been talking about this morning, if you're just joining us, though, there are wildfires in Texas. If you walk outside and you see your car covered in little yellow dots, that is because of dust. that was brought down by rain over the last couple of days that was sparked up from those fires. So keep that in mind. You may need a car wash after this incoming rain if it doesn't quite wash that off for you.
Yeah, it looked like dirt rain on the car. The kids were like, what, did it rain dust? What happened? Live look right now from I-840 south of Nashville near Almaville Road where we've got a crash. We'll get the details and the detours in minutes. Plus, keeping adult material.
Madison. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Coverage now in an effort to make it easier for ordinary folks to go ahead and challenge obscene material in our Tennessee libraries. There is a bill that could force managers to keep that material out of the hands of minors that took an important step forward in the legislature. Scott Couch breaking it all down.
This bill creates a petition process to establish community standards.
State Representative John Reagan of Knoxville explaining his library obscenity bill. It would essentially allow regular people to petition any local library to restrict access to materials they consider obscene to minors.
The taxpayers are the ones supporting these libraries. And in my mind, the taxpayer should have a direct say. And this bill gives them that.
As written, if you see a book or other materials you don't think kids should see, you tell the librarian about your objection. After that, they get a month to make a decision about limiting access.
This amendment sounds to me like there is that time without getting all the legal fees and involvement to be able to come together and talk.
In that 30-day period, no harm, no foul, no cost, negotiations, discussions, any changes can be made without a problem. If that's not satisfactory, then the group who wishes to file a petition can go out and get the petition.
There were questions about potential conflicts with existing school policies.
I think that it might actually override school policy. If it does, I just want to make sure that our schools know that their policy would need to reflect that.
There's a presumption that we know what the law is, and I think a court would say that the General Assembly intended for this to supersede that school's policy.
For critics who see limiting access as an attack on free speech, the sponsor reiterates this bill only restricts access to minors.
Thanks to Scott Couch for that report. A Senate version of this bill is also moving forward. We'll keep you posted on that progress. Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to not only exposing problems in our schools, but finding solutions. If you have a story that you think we should cover, you can send us an email to news@fox17.com. You can also call our tip line. That number is on your screen right now, 615-266-4149.
And sticking with education news and crisis in the classroom, Rutherford County Schools, they are testing on a new security system that will automatically detect weapons on campus. So we're going to explain how this would work. It's being paid for with state money, and Oakland Middle School has volunteered to be one of the first traditional schools to test this system. The units are also being used at the district's 2 alternative schools.
Right, so it's similar to what you would see at a big event venue. Think a sporting event or a concert venue like Bridgestone Arena, Nissan Stadium. What you're looking at here is video from the company that makes this system. It's called Evolve. And essentially, as you can see here, you can watch with us, somebody would walk through these 2 upright poles. The poles would detect anything, and if something is detective, that person would then be pulled to the side for a more in-depth search, you could say. So we'll let you know how this pans out in Rutherford County, and if it's successful, we'll let you know whether this could be coming to a school district near you.
Right now, though, we're checking in on your chilly forecast this Thursday.
It could not be a different start compared to yesterday. Yesterday was warm, we had the rain, we had the wind. Now we're just sunny, but cold. Calm, but cold. So taking a look here, what does this mean going forward? Well, first, let's rewind to 24 hours ago from right now when we had the thunderstorms that we're tracking through, and boy, did they really change things very quickly. We always say, oh, a cold front's coming in, then we're a couple degrees cooler here or there. No, this happened in 2 hours. We went from 71 degrees at 6:45 yesterday morning to 49 degrees by 8:45. That was all within 2 hours, thanks to the storms that came in. The wind picked up and it stayed with us for a good chunk of the day yesterday. But what are we watching now? Well, just this big temperature swing. We have the downshift and now we go back up for the weekend. But for the time being this morning, 40 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. Wind chills are in the 20s. We're better later in the day, though, up near 50 degrees. So just grab the winter coat, grab some sunglasses, and you'll be okay. We're all clear for our code red threat level. Very cold temperatures have settled in, but that's only for the short term. Let's get to the weekend. Let's get through some rain first, and then we'll talk about a much more comfortable forecast. Here is 5 p.m. Cloud cover increases for us. This is going into the overnight and tomorrow morning. There will be some showers that are on and off on the radar, not like yesterday where you get that one line that moves through. These will be the pop-up variety where you get a couple of bursts of some light to moderate rain throughout the morning and into the afternoon hours as well. So what did I mean by a brief blast of some cold air? 50 degrees today, 33 degrees tonight, 55 tomorrow, and then temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s on Saturday and Sunday. Upcoming weekend looks fantastic.
Greg, thank you. We want to check back in on steer clear traffic because I told you just a moment ago about a crash along I-840 near Almaville. This is a live look at the camera from that area. And if you look off in the distance, you can see a backup. This is going to be impactful for our folks who live south of Nashville. Maybe you are down in Murfreesboro and you take I-40 to go over toward Thompson Station and I-65, this would impact you going in that direction. Not a serious crash and not a major backup. If you wanted to take a detour, you could always take Highway 96. That'll get you through this area. Otherwise, looking at the rest of our mid-state commute, definitely some delays coming in this morning from Laverne on I-24. We have slowdowns coming in from Mount Juliet on I-40. We also have some slowdowns north of Nashville on I-65. That's going to be where we go in our next steer clear traffic report. We're going to check your commute from White House this morning and see if we can figure out what's causing the backup on I-65 for you.
Checking out a story over on our website, fox17.com, is this one. Rabies confirmed in mid-state horse, and that's the second case in Tennessee within 5 months. The Tennessee State Veterinarian confirming a horse in Bedford County, yes, tested positive for rabies. It's a story that is trending, and we do want to let you know the horse ended up passing away. Yeah, local vets say they have seen 2 cases in Tennessee, like I said, over the last 5 months. In October, a horse over in Cott County was euthanized due to a positive rabies infection. Rabies also is a highly contagious viral disease that, yes, can have devastating consequences. If you want to read more about this particular story that's trending over on fox17.com, go ahead, check it out, and then share it with folks.
7:21 is the time right now. Still to come this morning in our 7 o'clock hour. We know potholes are on your list of most hated things around the mid-state. And as it turns out, Tennessee is now tops in the nation when it comes to complaints about potholes. We're on patrol. We'll tell you the new study in minutes.
We're also looking ahead for a breaking news update regarding a teenager who is recovering after
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning at 7:24, and a new survey that tracks tweets about pothole problems finds that Tennessee had the highest number of complaints in social media posts. So where in the state have our crews done the most patching? So where have we seen the most work on potholes? Well, let's try to scroll through it here. I'm going to work through some numbers for you. Region 1 in Tennessee is the Knoxville area. We understand that they have used 1.2 million pounds of hot mix and cold patch. Region 2 is the Chattanooga area. TDOT crews have used nearly 500,000 pounds of mix and patch, so we could say 500,000 there. If we go to Region 3, that's the Nashville area, where TDOT crews have used 2 million pounds of that mix to patch some of our potholes. And then finally, if we're looking at Region 4, which is the Memphis area, they have used so far 1.7 million pounds of the mix and the patch. So They're working on it, but we still got a lot of problems out there. In fact, you have been lighting us up on social media, letting us know some of the worst places. We appreciate you giving us the heads up. We were curious to see how you feel about the response on the part of TDOT to fixing the pothole problems. Right now, 62% of you feel like TDOT's response to fixing potholes is poor. This poll is live right now. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to get to our Twitter account to vote.
7:26, taking a look ahead to the weekend. Right now we're cold, we're in the 20s. Yeah, that's not a nice start to have here after we were in the 60s and 70s for so many days in a row. Now the 60s and 70s do return. We're warmer for the weekend. This is the first weekend of March. 70 degrees again by Sunday. Better mornings, though. That's the best part. You're going to wake up in the 40s, end the day in the 60s, near 70 degrees. So we'll get rid of all this wind chill nonsense as we go into the weekend. You could always follow along on Twitter. Well, our X page is twitter.com. Meteorologist Greg Bobus on Facebook or on Instagram, anywhere you want to go to catch the forecast, or just say hello. Also, a good way to get that forecast on the go. So you have Friday plans late in the afternoon toward the evening, dinner plans, going out for the night. Get the app now, scan the QR code, or go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, because we're going to have some rain on the radar, but it might not necessarily be steady, consistent, all evening rain. It'll be very hit and miss. You can track your time to get out and get back inside, so you miss getting one of those quick little downpours.
Greg, thank you so much. Okay, folks in Millersville, good morning to you. 7:27 is the time. Do want to take a steer clear traffic update for you and take a live look. This is going to be I-65 Highway 31, okay? This is north of Nashville. Think folks who are coming from White House. Taking a live look because there is some backup in this area. A bit of a brake check there. It's not because of any crashes, though, just that Thursday morning commute. So again, if you're heading on this area north of Nashville, folks coming from White House, we're not going to see any kind of crashes. There is a 5-mile backup there, so do give yourself some extra time.
I know what he means to the city and to the team, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him.
The future for Derrick Henry in Nashville, what the Titans' newest head coach has to say about whether we're holding on to the king. That's coming up in our next half hour.
And a calm but cool forecast this Thursday morning. Just want to say thank you.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
New visuals and plans will be released for a groundbreaking ceremony today for the new Nissan Stadium. I'll tell you what we know in a few minutes.
Very cold start, but also sunny here today when we go back to some rain showers and find some more 70s in the forecast.
Ooh, yeah, find those 70s, track them down. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. We begin this half hour with Metro Nashville police investigating a shooting right now that has left a 16-year-old hurt.
And we understand it happened last night at the Fallbrook Apartments in East Nashville. This is off of Dickerson Pike and north of Trinity Lane. We're showing you some video when the police were there. We do understand we don't know what sparked the violence, but police do say a 16-year-old had to be taken to the hospital, and officers say that teenager will survive.
Over the past few days, we have been keeping you updated on the search for a missing teenager with autism in Sumner County. Well, that search is still underway, and it is a top priority for local and state law enforcement, plus community members.
The TBI has active Amber Alerts, though, for multiple other children in Tennessee as well, so we're really diving deeper into this.
We begin with the active Amber Alert that still exists for Summer Wells. Just 5 years old when she disappeared from her East Tennessee home in June of 2021. We are approaching 3 years. Agents spent weeks combing through brush and the wilderness in Rogersville, Tennessee. She would have turned 8 this month, and the TBI took that occasion to remind people that, yes, they are still working to find her and holding out hope that she's alive.
There's also an Amber Alert that is still active for 9-year-old Chloe Leverett and 7-year-old Gage Daniel. In 2012, a fire at their Bedford County home took the lives of their grandparents, but no one ever found any sign of the children in the rubble. Neighbors, though, they say they saw the children playing outside the same night as that fire.
Now, I want to just take this opportunity to circle back around to the active Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers, the 15-year-old who is still missing in Hendersonville. The command center and the search area is primarily focusing along Long Hollow Pike near Beach High School. We do understand that those search crews are back out again this morning looking for him.
Yeah, if you want some more updates about that story, go to fox17.com.
Time right now is 7:32. Taking a look at your forecast. The big three things to know getting up and getting moving here on your Thursday. Much colder start with wind chill in the 20s. It's going to be winter coat all the way through about lunchtime. Showers return late tonight into tomorrow, the beginning of when the warm times return as well. Tomorrow morning will be cold, but the afternoon, middle 50s, so a little bit better. And then March, the first weekend of March is trending back into the upper 60s and low 70s. So manageable here. Just got to get through this one. If you're layered up properly, you should be A-OK, and grab the sunglasses. We are cold, but we have no wind. We have no visibility issues, and we have no rain. We're back from the red light we had yesterday to a green light. No weather problems for traffic this morning or later on for the afternoon drive. Wind chill, most of us in the 20s, but look at this. This is the coldest some spots have felt all morning. 17 your wind chill in Dickson, 19 in Cookeville, 18 in Clarksville, and 20 your wind chill in Murfreesboro. Wind, not a ton of it, but just enough of it to give us that cold start. 50 degrees here on this leap day. 55 tomorrow. There are your upper 60s and low 70s. If you're with us yesterday morning, we had a chance for some rain on Saturday. We've gotten rid of that and pushed it back to Friday. And then the nighttime temperatures rebound as well. Mid to upper 40s Friday night into Saturday morning and Saturday night into Sunday morning. If you're always looking ahead for when the next thunderstorm chance is, like we are, Monday into Tuesday, both of those days, a cold front moves in. That will bring us the possibility of thunderstorms. Right now, it is too soon to know if we're going to see severe weather, but there will be a front that does move in and give us a shift in the forecast.
Greg, thank you. So like you just mentioned, unlike yesterday, weather is not playing a factor when it comes to our steer clear traffic updates. So we are going to take a live look at a bit of congestion. This is going to be I-40 at New Hope Road between Lebanon and Mount Juliet. And you can look at your screen and see that backup that we're talking about. We did take a closer look to let you know that, yeah, there's no crashes, there's no disabled vehicles, no construction that's causing an issue, just that typical backup here. Again, this is between Lebanon and Mount Juliet. Just be mindful before you head out this morning.
And at 7:34, a big local headline happening later today. We look ahead to the groundbreaking for the new Titans Stadium. A gorgeous live look this morning from the current Nissan Stadium. And as we look at it, just want to let you know that the new stadium is going to go in the parking lot right next door. And the old stadium will stand until they can get the new one fully finished.
It's going to be so busy over there. The Titans groundbreaking ceremony today, though, is going to take place in the afternoon. I do believe it begins at 2 o'clock. The event is going to feature some guest speakers and opportunities to learn more about the new stadium. Right now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live with what to expect. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Well, as Jen mentioned, this stadium is set to be built in this parking lot next to the former Nissan Stadium behind me, and it's going to keep the same name. But what's different is that it's going to be enclosed, meaning we most likely won't have any cancellations like we've seen in the past because of bad weather. Look at your screen. These new visuals take a closer look at what else is new about the stadium. The video shows bars with a wide range of both outdoor and covered seating areas. It also includes space for live musical performances. The stadium will cover nearly 1.8 million square feet and seat around 60,000 people, paving the way for more people to come visit the Music City and enjoy sports and other performances. This afternoon, as you mentioned, an event will be discussing the plans for the Nissan Stadium. And if you take a look behind me, you can already see that people are setting up. Even on that screen, you can see that the rendering of the new Nissan Stadium is being shown. Again, an exciting time for people in this city, considering the amount of revenue and jobs it's going to bring. Stay with Fox 17 News throughout the day to hear what comes out of this event behind me. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
It's already busy out there. Karen, thank you. Parents and students demanding answers. Just about 7:40 and in crisis in the classroom, some parents and students, they want answers about why Metro school leaders are dropping the 7th and 8th grade at Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet School. Okay, so district leaders say the move will create more room for future high school students. But then we have the other side, okay? So they say the numbers tell a different story, as MLK Junior High has a long waiting list, but high school does not. The school has high academic standards, which parents say does help children learn at a faster rate.
The unique experience that MLK offers is so important to many families, and it doesn't make any sense to me why we would take away something that is working so well and shift it somewhere else and rename it.
That is one mother's perspective there. Fox 17 News, we did reach out to all Metro school board members to ask why they're intent on fixing something that faculty and some parents say is not broken. As of right now, we have not got any of their responses. We did, however, get a statement from Metro schools supporting the decision. They wrote in part, the new grade configurations would create alignment with the rest of the district. Once we do get some more statements from any of those school board members, we'll be sure to update this story. Right now, though, let's check in on that chilly Thursday morning forecast.
Chilly, chilly indeed. After yesterday's rain, the cold quickly took over, and that's the first time we'd actually had some decent rain in quite a while. We've only had 2 rainy days in about 2 weeks worth of time. We started off the month of February on a good note. We needed some rain to help catch up on a drought that we've settled ourselves into. Problem is that now that we're in that drought and we are back to 2 weeks of not getting a whole lot of rain, it's going to pick back up a little bit for us. We've had 3.3 inches of rain so far this month, and that's about an inch lower than when we're supposed to be. So we played the catch-up game to begin the month, and we've just not been so great the last 2 weeks. Also, these numbers are about half of as warm as they were about 24 hours ago from right now. Taking a look, 24 degrees, what it feels like right now in Nashville, 18 in Clarksville, 20 in Dickson, 22 in Murfreesboro. You're going to look out your window and go, looks fantastic. You're going to walk out your window, not walk out your door, I should say, and go, it's really cold outside. So keep that in mind. No cloud cover right now. Beautiful sunshine this afternoon toward the evening. Cloud cover going to creep in for us. That cloud cover is ahead of our next weather maker. Some rain moving in. 3 a.m. overnight tonight into tomorrow. Really the first raindrop starting around midnight, but the bulk of our heavier rainfall, and it's not going to be nearly as extensive as yesterday, but that's going to move in here between 3 o'clock and around 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. I'll actively be tracking. You'll want umbrellas out the door, windshield wipers. We're back to that again. Maybe even set that alarm a couple minutes early tomorrow just to help out when you're hitting the road for the last day of the work week.
Greg, thank you so much. Let's talk about what's going on for folks in Brentwood. I-65 in Brentwood, Moores Lane, taking a live look. Want to show you the northbound lanes here where you can see a definite brake check. There's no crashes, no construction, but again, I-65, Moores Lane, those northbound lanes are going to give you a little bit of a headache if you're heading out in that area. Coming up after the break, we're going to take you to a live look at another trouble spot. This is I-65 and I-24 is what I'm going to show you in just a couple of minutes.
I remember coming back to the table and picking up my drink, and then I guess I don't really remember much afterwards. It was kind of just blank.
Just ahead, a night out in downtown Nashville changing that woman's life forever. She's going to share her warning. And we also want to let you know that you may be hearing tornado sirens this morning. It's because yesterday when they were supposed to do a drill, they didn't want to scare folks with the storm, so they're doing it today. Well, every 68 seconds, someone in the United States is sexually assaulted. A very tough story here. Survivors in the Nashville area telling Fox 17 News that the city needs to take these statistics more seriously.
And our Fox 17 News reporter Amanda Chin continues to look for answers from city leaders. Amanda, what have you found out?
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Well, half of assaults across the country are often paired with alcohol and date rape drugs. It's a staggering statistic that has also made its way to Music City. We do want to warn you, this story may be triggering for some of you. This Goodlettsville native tells me she doesn't go out on Broadway anymore. In October, Tori Reasoner says someone roofied her and didn't remember anything until she woke up on her front porch the next morning with her wallet missing. She considers herself the mom of her friend group and had only been sipping on a drink when she left it with her friends to go to the bathroom. Reasoner says she didn't file a report, but before talking to us, she never really spoke about what happened to her. It was that traumatic.
I don't know who I was with, what I was doing, how long I was from the bar to my house. I'm angry, mostly because you're supposed to feel safe with yourself, and it hurts.
Now, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, you'll see the full story and what major changes some bars are making. But for now, reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And this morning, don't get caught off guard. You could hear tornado sirens going off across Middle Tennessee. Code Red meteorologist Brett Luna is going to explain why you don't have to worry this time around.
Well, it's Severe Weather Awareness Week, and now we're going to talk all about tornadoes. We're also going to go back to a leap year back in 1952 when we had a strong tornado move through the southeastern part of our viewing area. This is February 29th, 1952. That tornado moved through Lincoln County right through Fayetteville. It started at 4:30 p.m. that day, was on the ground for 7 miles, had a path width of 300 yards, and maximum winds up to 260 miles per hour. A very strong tornado back down there in 1952. Real quick, too, the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. Tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop. A tornado warning means somebody's actually seen it, or looking at radar, we can tell that there's good rotation there enough for the National Weather Service to go ahead and issue that tornado for that storm that either has produced one or is capable of producing a tornado at any moment. Also, want to give you all a heads up, too. This is going to be for Thursday morning, a statewide tornado drill starting at 9:30 a.m. You're going to hear the tornado sirens. We do not have a tornado threat for tomorrow. This is just a test. Also, if you have NOAA weather radios, those are going to go off as part of this test as well.
All right, 7:48 is the time. It's really good news to have the explanation because folks are going to be wondering, what am I hearing today? And it can't catch you
on a business card.
Our producer
Candace just chuckled at you.
The producer in the back is laughing at me. I told you I need some more caffeine.
We're making up new words here. The explanation and explainer, and we get the explanator.
Erica,
wait, is it related to the Baconator?
I don't know if you caught it last weather forecast. Erica, I told people if you look out your window, it looks good. But if you walk out your window, it's going to be cold.
We don't really recommend walking out of your window,
Just
okay?
bear with us here. Taking a look. What's new this morning is the cold that is out there. When you walk out your door, you're going to realize that temperature's up to 40 degrees. So let's explanator for you here. What's happening now will lead to what happens tonight. We're going to have the rain move in after midnight, and then the rain is going to eventually give us the possibility of some warmer weather for the weekend itself. Taking a look at wind chill, 24 feels like temperature in Nashville, 27 in Lebanon and Murfreesboro, 23 in McMinnville, and 29 in Columbia. A little bit better than it was an hour ago, but still chilly, still winter coat worthy. Looking ahead, here is future track. Clouds will pick up throughout the afternoon and evening, and then overnight tonight, that cloud cover brings in a few rain showers. Here's 3 a.m. going into 7 o'clock. That's when the rain more persistent. So driving around tomorrow morning around this time, I'll be tracking some showers that are out there to help you avoid any problem spots you may be walking out the door to. Taking a look going into the end stages of tomorrow, really light greenish gray, meaning a few light rain showers cannot be ruled out, but mainly dry for the evening hours. And then Saturday and Sunday, after the morning hours of Saturday, we wrap up shop, we bring back some warmer temperatures, and we get back to nearly 70 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. Here's leap day, though, 50 degrees. For this afternoon, 55 tomorrow before the warm-up takes us into the weekend. But as quickly as we get warmer, we bring in some storms on Monday into Tuesday, and that will cool us back down right now. And if you want a little inside sneak peek of what we're doing around here this morning, go to Jen Waddell's Facebook page, because we're on Facebook Live behind the scenes while everyone else is doing their jobs this morning. So come say hi.
You just never know what's going to happen behind the scenes. So, Greg, I appreciate that. Yes, and good morning to all of you who are watching live right now on our Facebook feed. We've got you covered on your TV and on your device. So let's check steer clear traffic right now. The good news in this morning's commute at the moment, 7:51, no crashes. Best news, okay? No crashes as we approach the 8 o'clock hour, but we do have some slow zones, one of them being a pretty typical spot. This is your I-65, I-24 merge point north of downtown Nashville, right by Trinity Lane. So I wouldn't say it's worth a detour if you commute north of Nashville. You know the drill. We'll check in on another congested spot here in just about 5 minutes.
All right, you hear the music, so let's talk about the Titans. The new head coach, Brian Callahan, is gearing up for his first NFL draft, and it really all starts this really exciting period, one of the best, the Combine.
It does. So the Combine happening in Indianapolis, and we've got the Titans there now, scouting out new talent. The draft, the biggest part of the offseason for every NFL team, but for the Titans, it's an important time of the year because they also have a big decision to make about Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah. Coach Callahan and the general manager, Rand Carthon, they have been in touch, talking with Derrick Henry, of course, and they had this to say when it comes to his future.
I think that there's a great relationship with him and the organization that I know that he's always going to have the Titans in his heart. So whatever that looks like moving forward, we'll keep working through it. But I know what he means to the city and to the team, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him.
Derrick and I had a good conversation on the way out, and he knows where we are and we know where he is. I think you guys that have been around, a year know that we don't really talk about, players' contract status in public. But we'll be well positioned to do whatever we need to do.
I was trying really hard to read between the lines of those comments, and I'm having a hard time picking up on anything concrete.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carthon is not exaggerating about being in a good position because we're tracking about how much money they have available. According to the NFL Players Association records, Titans have the most salary cap space going into the offseason at around, $90 million.
Okay, that'll get us some good players. 7:53, celebrating Nashville's diverse cuisines. We'll show you how you can support local restaurants and chefs during Restaurant Week.
And talking about the Tennessee Titans, the $2.1 billion new stadium breaking ground.
Good morning, 7:56. And does your car look a little goofy if it's been outside? Yellow stuff all over it after it rains when rain's supposed to wash everything away? This is interesting because mine did, so a little deep diving. There are wildfires in portions of Texas and Oklahoma, and they're doing a real job of a lot of really bad things for Texas and Oklahoma. But they're also influencing our weather. All the smoke is creating dust as well, and it's putting it up into the atmosphere and into the clouds. This was the dust forecast from yesterday around 2 o'clock, meaning the rain that we have seen has helped bring some dust down onto some vehicles. That's why over the past 3 days or so, you're seeing all these little yellow-looking dots all over your windshields, tops of your cars, side of the car, the whole 9 yards, just like this. You're not alone, and you don't have to go, well, there are no trees around me, there's no pollen, what's going on? It is dust from wildfires. Here we are, Future Track keeping us dry throughout today, though. Not a good day for a car wash because overnight tonight we are going to work into a few showers. New look at Future Track will take us into the 8 o'clock hour. We'll also look at your 7-day forecast. It is really cold outside. If you're leaving right now, get the winter coat. If you're not, I'm going to tell you how many more times you need the winter coat before we're finally back to a warmer trend.
That car wash time is key. You gotta plan it out just right. So Greg, thank you so much for telling us that. We do want to check in though, let you know that there is a bit of a backup here. I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. You're gonna see that as inbound to Nashville. And yes, there is a definite brake check. We just did look at the maps and see if there's any kind of construction. Maybe there's a crash out there. Nope, none of that. This is your Thursday morning commute. So do know if you're heading out to this spot right now, you're gonna have to deal with a brake check there. Again, I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway.
Wanted to let you know about something happening this week. Not too late to take advantage of it. It's Restaurant Week in Music City. Now, we're not talking, get a free burger at a fast food joint. We're talking curated menus. We're talking specialty chef guests at local restaurants. We have so many restaurants in Nashville that have popped up, all different types of menus and different types of cuisines with discounts going through the rest of this week.
Hey, maybe you want a leap day lunch? You can find out more about the Restaurant Week happening in Nashville by going to fox17.com. Now, talking about some leap day deals, did you know that this year is a leap year? That does mean that today is leap day, like I just said, which means we get an extra day in February if you're not already putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
And since that day doesn't come around often, folks are celebrating in some different ways. So we're sharing the ways that you can snag a deal.
All right, you can start off today with free breakfast at Wendy's. Now, the fast food restaurant is trying these new cinnamon roll pull-apart things. They say you don't have to have a purchase to buy them. You might have to use the app.
It's basically monkey bread. Okay, Krispy Kreme also giving a dozen glazed donuts to anyone born on Leap Day. And they're also saying, yeah, you have a discounted dozen for anyone who then comes in there, talks about Leap Day, purchases one at regular price.
I wonder if I bet you have to show your driver's license.
Yeah, don't be trying to just get away
proof
with
of your
it.
birthday.
Chipotle also giving away free guac, which is sometimes pricey. They act stingy sometimes. Extra 24 is the code that you need to get the extra guac.
And you have to use the app to get it.
You got to use the app.
You cannot
to get
just
it.
walk. Don't just walk into Chipotle and tell them Fox 17 News sent you and you want your free guac. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to use the code in the app to get it. Let's see, 8 o'clock right now. We're going to start our brand new hour right now, live and local through 9 a.m.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. We have two people waking up behind bars this morning accused of shooting at local police after a standoff. An update from that location just south of Nashville.
And the search intensifies for a missing 15-year-old teenager with autism out of Sumner County. We're going to share you the latest case when it comes to Sebastian Rogers, who disappeared early Sunday morning.
Sunny but cold here this morning, taking into the weekend, one chance for rain, and I'll find a few 70-degree days here in the 7-day forecast for you.
All right, let's get to it. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're going to get you updated on all of your local news, weather, traffic headlines for the next hour. And we begin with a story that's been breaking news early this morning. We've been covering it for you for hours now, and that is the standoff and then the shooting at two officers in Antioch overnight. This was part of the scene right here behind me. We have now learned that the two people who were accused of firing shots at those Metro officers are in custody. Now, it all started with Greenbrier police in another part of town, ended up in Antioch, where police threw out spike strips. The car finally came to a stop, but then that started a standoff with the two people inside of that car, lasting for hours, finally coming to an end with negotiators, but again, not before they fired shots toward police.
This was a very slow speed pursuit because the spike strips were effective, and the car wound up on Rural Hill Court. Once on Rural Hill Court, the vehicle was obviously disabled. It couldn't move. The SWAT team was notified due to the armed person who was in the car who had already fired in the direction of police officers.
And this is not the only breaking news update that we're following for you this morning, Erica.
Yeah, so we're also getting some more updates about a shooting near Tennessee State University, Jen. Metro dispatchers confirming it happened on Ed Temple Boulevard around 2:45 a.m. And that is just down the road from TSU. Dispatch saying one person was critically injured, but as of right now, we're not hearing any reports of someone in custody. We'll be sure to update this story as soon as we get some more details on fox17.com.
8:02, and looking at your forecast, getting you moving here on a Thursday, and you can get moving pretty easily when it comes to the weather, unlike yesterday. At this time, we were right in the middle of thunderstorm activity in the Nashville area. Now we've got the sunshine. We're back to a green light for getting out the door onto the road. Weather will not cause you a problem at any point today. No rain, no wind, no visibility problems, but you want the sunglasses and the winter coat. It's pretty much all you got to deal with here today. Taking a look at the cold, though, this is one of those mornings where I have to show the current temperature map. I don't typically do it, but look at how cold it is, 27 degrees. That's your feels like temp in Nashville, 22 if you get out toward Cookeville, and 17 in Crossville, anywhere you're at. Once you get below, 30 degrees for how it feels out there, especially into the teens, cold is cold. And that's how we are to kick off the day. Let's move forward and kind of see where we're going to piece this together. We're keeping everything all clear for Code Red, but we are tracking the cold temperatures. They're here now. How much longer are they going to be with us before they move out of the forecast and the upper 60s and 70s return? Well, it's going to be about 48 hours from right now, but every time you get a big shift in temperature, something has to happen to make that happen, whether it's an increase in wind, whether it's a front that moves in. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get some rain here overnight tonight into tomorrow, and then that rain will bring in warmer temperatures gradually, going from 50 today to 55 degrees tomorrow. 69 on Saturday, and 72 on Sunday. If you want to keep the 70s going, we only get one more of them, but the problem is our next thunderstorm chance. That's going to be Monday into Tuesday.
Thanks, Greg. I do want to take a moment to check in on the Bellevue commute. So I-40 at Old Hickory Boulevard is what you're going to be seeing on your screen right now. I don't see any issues at hand. This area is looking very, very good. I will take another live look, though, for this spot. This is going to be I-40 Donaldson Pike. Again, we don't see any crashes that we have to tell you about right now. That's a good update on this Thursday morning. So if you're heading out to this area, also Bellevue, y'all are looking good, but we do see a little bit of something that is popping up. You see that slow down there, Jen?
Oh, I do. Yeah, it looks like folks are coming to a near standstill right there. Let's watch out for a fender bender right here. Let's make sure we don't have a rear end happening and a chain reaction. It looks okay right now, but just a great reason to be paying close attention, especially if you're driving over by the airport.
It's heart-wrenching because it could happen to any one of us. And I have grown-up children, I have grandchildren, but it does make me so sad that we can't find him. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, the search intensifying for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers.
Yeah, this is the boy who has autism, who was last seen Sunday night and then reported missing Monday morning. And crews have been looking for him ever since. They were really concerned overnight because of the storms and the rain and the really cold temperatures. They're out again this morning looking for any sign of him. This is in Hendersonville, specifically in the Shackle Island community.
And of course, folks have been working around the clock and also praying. Yesterday, there was a vigil at this church, so we're showing you video of that. Families say they're just heartbroken to know folks in their community are having to go through this. Local leaders say this is how you can help. If you live in the area, be sure to keep a close eye out for the 15-year-old and then check under your deck. Maybe you have some security footage that you can look at around your house. Anything that can help track down this autistic teenager.
He loves to hide, drawn to water, and loves music. So they have been searching near bodies of water. They have been looking, to your point, Erica, anywhere where somebody might hide. And I was reading just yesterday, they've been playing music, some of his favorite songs, while they're out searching, with the hopes that he will hear the music and perhaps come out. But everybody just holding out hope that he is somewhere close by and that they're going to find him.
And you know, Fox 17 News, we are always working to keep you in the know. So take your phone right now, scan the QR code that's up on your screen. That way you can have the latest news right at your fingertips. Download our free Fox 17 News app and let us know if you have any updates about this. You can help by calling 911. They say immediately. Don't waste any time.
Take a look at the setup. There will be a groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon there for the new Nissan Stadium. In a few minutes, I'll give you details on the event and what's so exciting about the stadium.
And Nashville leaders acknowledge, yes, there's a big issue here in the city. Now local residents are asking folks to hold our leaders accountable.
We've really sort of cemented the team's future here to call Nashville a home for the next 30 years. East Nashville and the people around the stadium won't notice a whole lot until that early to mid 2024 timeframe for groundbreaking.
And so here we are. The big day is here after years of planning, debating, some frustration, some controversy, but the Titans are set to host their groundbreaking ceremony for the new Nissan Stadium today. This is a private event. This is not the kind of thing where you can show up and be part of it. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live, though, to tell us what we can expect to see and what we hope to learn later today.
Well, good morning. Doors open for guests at 1 p.m. and the groundbreaking ceremony begins at 2 p.m. and it's going to be held right here behind me in that tent for people to witness that groundbreaking ceremony for the new Nissan Stadium and to hear more plans for it. You can already see people setting up. We just heard people doing a mic check, and on that monitor you can see what the new Nissan Stadium will look like. Take a look at some more visuals of the inside of it and what it has to offer. The video shows it's enclosed, and inside there are bars with a wide range of both outdoor and covered seating areas. It also includes space for live and musical performances. The stadium will cover nearly 1.8 million square feet and seat around 60,000 people, paving the way for more people to come visit the Music City, enjoy sports and other performances. But what's more, it'll bring revenue and jobs to this city. The stadium is expected to be finished in 2027. Stay with Fox 17 News throughout the day to hear a little bit more about this groundbreaking ceremony and what the new plans are for the stadium. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. And by the way, if you're curious and you like to look at the pictures and do that little bit of background research for yourself, we have a complete breakdown of the plans for the stadium, some of the historical perspective on it right now at fox17.com. Just use the search word stadium. That'll get you there.
8:11 your time, and let's get you into the weekend. We're starting off right now with some sunshine and temperatures that are in the 20s. We're cold. I want to take you into the future here with Future Track and take you into this overnight incoming weather maker that we've got. Now this is going to be 3 o'clock in the morning. A few light rain showers begin to make their way onto the radar after midnight, but really the more substantial rainfall that covers more geography is going to be 3 o'clock until 7 a.m. Then we'll have a few more pop-up showers throughout the rest of the morning, afternoon, and evening. The most steady rainfall we get tomorrow will be during the morning hours. Everything else will be the hit and miss variety. I would have your umbrella handy the entire day, just in case. And the morning, maybe even set your alarm a little bit early to get moving if you have a commute to get into work, because it could be a little bit slower in the traffic world. But after that, everything looks pretty good to go. Now I'm hungry. Actually, I'm actually really hungry now. Lunchtime forecast, taking a look. 42 degrees at 11 o'clock, 45 at noon, 48 degrees at 1 p.m. This is not going to be one of the warmer days of the next 7 for us, unfortunately. We keep it cool from start to finish, and we keep it a little bit on the breezier side. Good news is, though, once we get out of today and into tomorrow, we're going to work our way into a nicer weekend that we'll track for you coming up in a few minutes.
Alrighty, Greg, thank you very much. Steer clear traffic. We had something that just popped up we want to bring your attention to. We've got reports of debris on the road at I-65 at Trinity Lane, but it almost looks to me like we've got a crash and debris on the road. So we'll bring you a live update on that here in about 2 minutes. Right now, we have Mid-State Schools testing a security system.
At 8:15 in Crisis in the Classroom, we're taking you to Rutherford County Schools because they are testing out a new security system that will automatically detect weapons on campus.
Interesting here because this looks a whole lot like what you would see at a major event venue. It is being paid for with state money. The company being used here is Evolve. That's the video we're looking at right here. And Evolve will put this system in Rutherford County in one of the very first ever traditional schools to test it out. So we have one traditional school and then 2 alternative schools in Rutherford County that will be using this system on a pilot basis. I mentioned they look like something you'd see at a big event venue. We're talking places like Bridgestone Arena or Nissan Stadium. And everybody who enters these schools will have to walk through these upright poles that will scan them for weapons. Continuing coverage right now on an effort to make it easier for ordinary people to report items in libraries, Erica.
Yeah, to challenge obscene material in Tennessee libraries. There is a bill that could force managers to keep that material out of the hands of minors that took an important step forward in the legislature. Fox 17 News anchor Scott Couch breaking all the information down for you.
This bill creates a petition process to establish community standards.
State Representative John Reagan of Knoxville explaining his library obscenity bill. It would essentially allow regular people to petition any local library to restrict access to materials they consider obscene to minors.
The taxpayers are the ones supporting these libraries. And in my mind, the taxpayer should have a direct say. And this bill gives them that.
As written, if you see a book or other materials you don't think kids should see, you tell the librarian about your objection. After that, they get a month to make a decision about limiting access.
This amendment sounds to me like there is that time without getting all the legal fees and involvement to be able to come together and talk.
In that 30-day period, no harm, no foul, no cost, negotiations, discussions, any changes can be made without a problem. If that's not satisfactory, then The group who wishes to file a petition can go out and get the petition.
There were questions about potential conflicts with existing school policies.
I think that it might actually override school policy. If it does, I just want to make sure that our schools know that their policy would need to reflect that.
There's a presumption that we know what the law is, and I think a court would say that the General Assembly intended for this to supersede that school's policy.
For critics who see limiting access as an attack on free speech, the sponsor reiterates this bill only restricts access to minors.
Scott Couch with that report. Now, we do have a Senate version of this bill that is also moving forward right now. We will keep you posted on that progress. Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to exposing problems in our schools, and not just that, but working to find solutions within our communities. So if you have a story you think we should cover, you can send us an email to fox17news at fox17.com, or we've got a tip line dedicated specifically to Crisis in the Classroom. That number is on your screen, 615-266-4149.
Greg, I think we should address, folks were asking on the Fox Nashville feed that we have right now for our live.
We're live on Facebook, yes.
Behind the scenes. They were asking about the snow event that our chief meteorologist posted about.
Greg,
clarify, please.
Can you clarify?
How many days are in February?
Well, this year, 29.
How many days are in a leap year in February?
29.
What does the post say about what day it's supposed to snow?
February 30th.
Katie Morgan kind of punked everybody.
All of that is making sense. She said February 30th, a major snow event is happening. I'm not going to lie to you all. I looked at it and I got angry. And then she tricked me. I remembered.
But you know what? We'll never know if there was a major snow event on February 30th.
You know what, though? Let this be your word of warning if you are new to Middle Tennessee. It is not unusual at all for us to have a major snow event in March.
Or a tornado in December.
Anything can happen around here, so just be prepared, okay?
Quite truly. Now, I have no snow in the forecast for today or tomorrow, so even if you wanted to call tomorrow, February 30th, not the case for us here. This is going to be one of those forecasts where we are cold, and you might think, it is cold enough to snow. It actually is, but we're not going to have that be the case. A chilly morning leads us to a warm-up going into tomorrow. When we warm up, well, we really get to the warmer air on Saturday into Sunday when we see things elevate themselves into the upper 60s to right near 70. Timing the next rain chance. That's the big thing in the forecast that we have to watch out for. And that's going to be overnight tonight into tomorrow. Big temperature swing. I want to take you back to yesterday morning because so much happened so quickly that it was almost hard for the brain to digest what went down. 6:45 yesterday morning, we were at 71 degrees. 49 degrees was our temperature at 8:45 yesterday morning. 2 hours and that big of a temperature change of more than 20 degrees. That's what happened very, very quickly. Now we're in the cold. How long does it last? 40 degrees, cooler than yesterday morning. Wind chills are in the upper teens and low 20s. Better later today, up near 50 degrees. But if you're not grabbing the winter coat, don't say I told you so, but I told you so. Grab the winter coat. 34 degrees. Not mainly cloudy anymore. Clouds have been breaking up for us here, so we're pretty good in that department. And as far as the wind chill goes, here you go. We are in the teens in the Cumberland Plateau, 27 degrees in Nashville, 20 in Dickson. Forecast going forward. Let's take a look at the weekend, just to give you a little sneak peek of your 7 days so you feel good about what's coming our way. Make your plans. Saturday and Sunday, both rain-free, and they will be right near 70 degrees.
All right, Greg, bear with me here because Steer Clear traffic update taking us to I-40 at I-24 junction, and they were moving the camera around, but right now you're not going to see any issue at hand. If they stay on this shot, we are looking good. We do not have any slowdowns to tell you about. I-40, I-24 junction giving you the green light.
8:21 is the time right now. Learning new information this morning as Tennessee Highway Patrol has just released the name of the woman who lost her life after a tree fell on her car while she was driving. Such a wild story. We'll get you those updates in minutes.
And we're also talking about potholes.
And it's a former U.S. Marine. You can trust them. I knew when you'd say something to me, I didn't have to wonder if you were telling me the truth.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We're your live local news source through 9 a.m. and we have a local update right now coming to us from Robertson County, specifically in Springfield, where police have now identified the woman who was killed in what could only be described as a freak accident. We're showing you video right now from Smoky Barn News. Tennessee Highway Patrol says a falling tree hit 54-year-old Laurel Suggs while she was driving her car Tuesday night. When the tree fell as she was driving by, it ripped the roof off of her car, and then the car rolled down an embankment. Just an unbelievable set of circumstances here. And by the way, we had storms, high winds blowing through Tuesday night, and investigators are blaming the high wind and the wet roads for what happened here.
Well, we are also bringing to your attention a new survey that tracks tweets about pothole problems, and they discovered that Tennessee, we have the most complaints. We go over the potholes, then we take to social media to talk about it. So we're asking this question on our Fox Nashville X account. The question here is, how is TDOT doing in responding to the pothole problems? 61.9% of you all say they're not doing a good job. They're doing a poor job of that.
You can tell us what you think by scanning that QR code that's right there on your screen. You can also go to twitter.com, search Fox Nashville, vote in the poll, and leave us a comment. For example, if you know a real trouble spot for potholes, let us know. We can go out and take a look at it and then work to try to get you a resolution.
Right now, though, we're going to check in with our Code Red meteorologist. This is the day that you need to go ahead and bring that winter coat back out.
Yes, absolutely. Today and even tomorrow morning as well. No umbrella this time around, but we're going to keep it cold for a good 48 hours. 20s this morning, right near 50 this afternoon. Look at the weekend, though. That's when the warm stuff comes right back in. Warm temperatures marching in for the first weekend of March on Saturday and Sunday, both a degree or two away from the 70-degree point. And then the mornings get better. We're not going to have 20s as you're waking up either day of the upcoming weekend. Back into the 40s, so still not jacket-free, but definitely not needing the winter coat for the weekend itself. And one more time today, we're going to have about an hour from now a tornado siren test. This is not for severe weather today. It strictly is a test for Severe Weather Awareness Week. But also know that those tornado sirens, they're not used indoors. It's mainly used for outdoor use, and we don't control those. They are fired off by individual counties as warnings are issued.
Greg, thank you. We also have a breaking news when it comes to international headlines this Thursday morning. Witnesses in Gaza City say Israeli troops fired on a crowd of Palestinians waiting for aid this morning. Now, more than 100 people, we understand, as of right now, were killed. Hospital officials initially reporting an Israeli strike on the crowd, but witnesses later said Israeli soldiers opened fire as people were approaching trucks carrying flour and then canned goods. That does, as of right now, bring the total death toll since the start of the Israeli-Hamas war to more than 30,000 people. It's an international story that we'll continue updating throughout 9 o'clock.
Breaking news right now coming up in our 8:30 half hour. We've got a new crash in steer clear traffic. This is impacting your drive-in from places like Laverne and Smyrna. We'll take you there and get you the best detour in minutes.
The $2.1 billion Tennessee Titans Stadium is having a groundbreaking ceremony today. Our Fox 17 News reporter Kieran Aguilar is going to have some more updates about who's...
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Looking ahead here on Fox 17 News, a teenager is in recovery after shooting at a Nashville apartment complex. We're sharing the latest on the teen's condition and what police know so far in this ongoing investigation.
Waking up with some sunshine this morning, but boy, is it cold when we go back to rain and transition towards 70 degrees again. We'll time it out for you in your forecast.
And I mentioned just a moment ago, we've got breaking news in steer clear traffic. A new crash reported on I-24. We'll dive into the details and get to the detour in minutes.
All right, it is Leap Day, so happy Leap Day to you. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. We get started this half hour with the newest information coming in after standoff and shootout in two different parts of town overnight. We begin with a shooting that left a teenager hurt.
Yeah, it happened last night at the Fallbrook Apartments in East Nashville. This is off of Dickerson Pike and then north of Trinity Lane. There is no word as of right now as to what sparked the violence, but police do say a 16-year-old had to be taken to the hospital and that the teenager is expected to survive. It's always our goal to keep you in the know so you can get more local and national news delivered right to your inbox by signing up for our Fox 17 News daily newsletter. Do that by heading here to fox17.com.
The cold weather blew in last night with us here this morning. Greg, when do we finally start to see another warm up?
By the weekend, so it's not going to be that long, but I mean, even 12, 24 hours of really cold air feels, quite literally, feels a lot longer than just that short amount of time. Taking a look, 3 things to know. The cold air has moved in, wind chill in the upper teens and low 20s. Showers return again tonight into tomorrow. First weekend of March. Looking pretty warm, upper 60s near 70 degrees. So just make it through today and tomorrow. Get some of the heavier layers back out, and then you're back to right near 70 for 3 days in a row starting on Saturday. Cold temperatures will lead to some rain. I've got a new look at future track for you in about, I don't know, 10 seconds from right now. Let's take a look. Here we are. This is going through all the afternoon hours, stopping at 5 p.m. A few clouds pick up throughout the afternoon from the bottom left-hand side of your screen to the top right-hand side, so southwest to northeast. And then moving through the overnight, rain follows that same suit. A few isolated showers at first through 3 a.m. and then some more steady rainfall tracks in during the overnight hours leading into right around sunrise. There'll be a few more pop-up showers during the morning commute. So you're leaving a little bit early, you're getting the umbrella, and you're going to definitely be using the windshield wipers in spots on and off tomorrow morning and afternoon. Little specks of greenish gray, they continue for you here throughout the afternoon and the evening. The good news about this is even though it makes for a relatively rainy Friday, after 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, it's done for the weekend, and we do get the warmer temperatures that move in. Let's take a look at the ups and downs. 50 degrees later on today, 33 tonight. 55 tomorrow. Nighttime temperatures go back into the 40s to right near 50 for the weekend, and high temperatures upper 60s and low 70s. Enjoy your weekend because a relatively stormy start to the upcoming new week starting on Monday and Tuesday.
Greg, thank you very much. We're going to dive into steer clear traffic and get you the details of the latest crash just reported. This is I-24. This is out near Old Hickory Boulevard. And what we're noticing here is we've got at least 3 cars, but maybe a tractor trailer involved here. All of them pulled over to the right shoulder. So the good news here, it's not blocking any lanes of traffic. But if you know I-24 congestion coming in from Laverne, you know it's already a thing. I would encourage you and actually give you a good reminder. What we're watching here live is traffic going by this crash on the right shoulder. I don't see any first responders. If we do have first responders, it is a law in the state of Tennessee that you have to move over. It's called the move over law. Just a reminder here for you, if you come upon a wreck like this off to the shoulder, if you are able to, you are required by law to move over. Good detour for this crash would be Murfreesboro Pike. The school traffic has slowed up on Murfreesboro Pike, so you'll be able to get through there pretty easily.
8:35 is the time. It is really an exciting time for Music City. Yeah, the Titans groundbreaking ceremony for the new Nissan Stadium is taking place later today.
All right, this event is going to feature a who's who list of people from around the state. We're talking about the governor, the mayor of Nashville, and many others. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us now with what we can expect around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
The new Nissan Stadium is exciting, bringing revenue and jobs to the Music City. Not only that, it's going to be setting Nashville on the map across the country. And behind me, there is an event that's set to begin at 1 o'clock, where doors open for guests, and there'll be a groundbreaking ceremony at 2 this afternoon. The monitor there is showing what the new stadium will look like, along with the possibilities of live performances and events. For example, WrestleMania 43, it's expected to be held at the new Nissan Stadium. The new Nissan Stadium has already released some visuals. Take a look at your screen. The video shows the stadium is enclosed, meaning that the likelihood of cancellations because of bad weather won't happen. Cancellations are something we've seen in the past. Also, inside the new stadium, there are bars with a wide range of both outdoor and covered seating areas. It also includes space for live musical performances. The stadium will cover nearly 1.8 million square feet and seat around 60,000 people. The new Nissan Stadium is expected to open up in 2027. It'll be right here in this parking lot across the street from the former Nissan Stadium. Stay with Fox 17 News to hear about the latest plans from the groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Parents and students are demanding answers in Nashville. The latest controversy over changes to MLK Magnet School and why the district is removing certain grade levels.
And right now we're going to show you a live look. That is I-40. It's been slaying in the Nashville skyline. Chilly but calm out there.
Side assistance. Count on certified pre-owned Hondas. Search your local Honda dealer today.
The Good Feet Store. Improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
8:40 is the time, and in crisis in the classroom, there are some parents and students who want answers about why Metro leaders are dropping the 7th and 8th grades over at Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet School. So we're working to get some answers. District leaders say the move will create more room for future high school students. But the numbers tell a different story, as MLK Junior High School has a long waiting list, but the high school also getting some different statistics. The school has high academic standards, which parents say help children learn at a faster rate. Listen to one mother speaking here.
The unique experience that MLK offers is so important to many families, and it doesn't make any sense to me why we would take away something that is working so well and shift it somewhere else and rename it.
To clarify here, MLK Junior High has a long waiting list, but the high school does not. So I wanted to make sure you have that correct information. Fox 17 News asking all Metro School Board members why they're intent on fixing something that some faculty and parents say is not broken. As of right now, we have not gotten any of their responses, but we did get a statement from Metro Schools supporting the decision. They wrote in part, the new grade configuration would create alignment with the rest of the district. If you'd like to read more about this story, go to fox17.com.
8:42, quick check of your forecast. Up and out the door yesterday was a mess. This morning, not the case when it comes to weather. We're back to a green light for your morning and afternoon drives. Just know it's cold, no wind, no visibility problems, and just grab the sunglasses. We're avoiding the rain until we get into tonight and then into tomorrow morning. That's the much bigger story. But we are some 40 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, or at least we were right around 6 o'clock in the morning. Now we're kind of getting closer and closer to those numbers lining up this afternoon. But rain returns tonight and tomorrow. We will take one more look at that rain as it comes into the area and what it means for your weekend, how much warmer we'll be on Saturday and Sunday coming your way as well.
After the break, we'll take a closer look at I-24 Old Hickory Boulevard, tell you the workaround for this crash. Stay with us.
I remember coming back to the table and picking up my drink, and then I guess I don't really remember much afterwards. It was kind of just...
Earn your loyalty by giving you our best offer up front. So, find your dream cookie or vehicle at sarahclarksville.com.
Right now, 1 out of every 6 women in this country is a survivor of sexual assault. A tough story here, but we do want to let you know that one woman telling Fox 17 News that she no longer feels safe when she goes downtown.
Yeah, we're talking about downtown Nashville, and Fox 17 News reporter Amanda Chin continuing to push for answers from city leaders when it comes to safety in downtown Nashville. And we do want to warn you, this story may feel triggering for some of you.
Tori Reasoner doesn't feel safe going downtown anymore. Reasoner always called herself the mom of her friend group, making sure everyone else is okay. But when the Goodlettsville native decided to go out on Broadway Halloween weekend, everything changed.
I'm never the type to ever black out. Now, of course I drove. Like, I'm not going to be the one to, like, just get completely belligerent drunk.
Reasoner says she left her drink with her friends for just a few minutes.
I went to the bathroom and I remember coming back to the table and picking up my drink, and then I guess I don't really remember much afterwards. It was kind of just blank.
She doesn't remember anything other than waking up on her front porch the next morning. Her wallet was missing.
I had texts and calls asking me like where I was and tracking my location, and they saw that I was at home, but nobody like knew where I'd went.
Someone eventually found her wallet on the interstate, empty except for her ID and social, with mud all over it.
I don't know who I was with, what I was doing, how long I was from the bar to my house. I'm angry, mostly because You're supposed to feel safe with yourself, and it hurts.
Reasoner says she didn't file a report. Before talking to us, she never really talked about what happened to her. It was that traumatic.
I've seen stories, obviously, where, you know, you file a report, you go to the hospital, you get checked, and it never goes anywhere. You wait, and it's a waiting game. And that point, like, there's 4 or 5 more victims that are in the same predicament. And at that point, it's like, what's the point?
So what's the city doing to help when these incidents happen? In 2018, the Sexual Assault Center became a safe bar trainer for Tennessee. This initiative works with local bars and restaurants to raise awareness about alcohol's role in sexual assault and engages bar owners and staff in bystander intervention. For years, our reporting has shown only 2 bars in the Broadway area were a part of the program, Teddy's Tavern and Whiskey Bent Saloon. In the past few weeks, Friends in Low Places and Cerveza Jack's officially joined. This month, Tootsie's, Luke's 32 Bridge, FGL House, Jason Aldean's, and Miranda Lambert's Casa Rosa announced they will also become safe bars.
Why do you think it took a little bit longer to get restaurants and bars on board?
I think there was some misconception about having the program, right? That if we train, are we saying that we have a safety problem versus using this as a preventative measure? Because that's what this is.
Benton McDonough, Nashville's night mayor, believes every single bar should take the training.
Do you feel that there should be other initiatives to help alleviate this date rape problem?
It's something that we're trying to be proactive about, and I know from speaking with the Sexual Assault Center, they think that what we're doing right now is being proactive and trying to basically head off any sort of issue that you see in a lot of big cities now.
For Reasoner, she doesn't even go to bars on Broadway anymore. She's too paranoid.
It's hard to process, like, I feel the emotions and then I don't want to deal with it. That's someone taking, like, a piece of you.
And she wants others to know they're not alone. Now, we know that council members are still trying to expand this program. They're hoping to expand this to districts. So all of these district council members will talk with specific bars and restaurants in their area to become a certified safe bar as well.
Amanda, I know that council members are hoping, as you mentioned, to expand the safe bar program even more. But what would that look like? I mean, you can't really force them to do this, right? This would have to be voluntary?
Right. It's all voluntary, and I think that Councilmember Joy Stiles was saying there was a little bit of a misconception as to what this safe bar program was. And now that there's a little bit more understanding, they hope that a lot of these bars and restaurants will actually take that initiative and it can expand to all of Nashville. And the hope is that all of these bars and restaurants will eventually have this training.
Okay. Amanda Chin, thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning. We also want to take a moment to check in on your Steer Clear traffic update and bring you up to speed with this crash pulled over on the right shoulder. All right, so we are showing you that TDOT crews have arrived. The workaround is Murfreesboro Pike, but where is this exactly? This is going to take you to I-24 Old Hickory Boulevard. You can also see that crash that I was talking about with the TDOT crews arriving, but also the semi-truck that's just behind this crash. So do understand that Murfreesboro Pike is going to be your workaround. If you're heading out to this area, give yourself a little bit of extra time because you could notice a slowdown as you approach this particular crash.
Still to come at 8:51, we just got an update from Sumner County regarding the search for this missing teenager. We'll tell you the newest information.
Companies could put us out of business if they wanted to. All they have to do is be fair. But they're not. I can help.
We have breaking news here on Fox 17 News regarding the search for the missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers.
Yeah, this is in Sumner County in the Shackle Island community of Hendersonville. We just got word from investigators that they are now expanding the search area for Sebastian. Now, initially, the search zone was right around Beach High School. Sebastian Rogers and his family living in a neighborhood right there near Beach High School. So they have now expanded the zone. What you're looking at here is video from overnight.
Yeah, this is when they held a vigil out there for folks coming together in the community, praying for that family, saying that they were going to do whatever they could. And for them, last night, that meant coming together in prayer. Now, local leaders are saying if you live near the area, and we're going to update this story too, because it's going to depend on a new search area, right?
Exactly.
If you have any kind of information, to call 911 immediately, but then be sure to check underneath your deck. Maybe you have a shed in your backyard. Maybe you have video. Maybe you caught something on camera that looks off. Go ahead and report that.
Great information there. Also, we have our Fox 17 News crews on the way to Hendersonville right now. We will be there as these search teams expand that search zone.
We also have been following more breaking news all morning long. We now know the two people accused of shooting at Metro Police in Antioch, they are behind bars. Police say those responsible climbed out of the car and then surrendered after more than an hour of work by negotiators.
We're also working to learn more about a shooting near TSU. Metro dispatchers confirmed that it happened on Ed Temple Boulevard around 2:45 this morning. Dispatch telling us that one person does have critical injuries and nobody is in custody. We'll continue to update you on this breaking news story throughout the day at fox17.com.
Let's check in now with our Code Red meteorologist regarding the weather update.
Starting off sunny right now, really nice looking start to the day, but if you don't have the appropriate amount of layers on when you have the door, not going to be so comfortable. We're still sitting in the 20s. I promised you one more look at rain overnight tonight that will change the game again and make it a little bit warmer going into the upcoming weekend. Here is 3 a.m. overnight tonight into your Friday morning. A few isolated rain showers, light in nature, begin to move in. The rain a little more widespread going into the 7 o'clock hour. So waking up with us tomorrow morning, I'll be tracking with the radar, kind of finding the pockets of rain that are out there that you may have to go through, trying to get out the door and get to wherever you are headed. Then everything gets much lighter and much more hit and miss throughout the afternoon and evening. Not completely dry, but by no means a washout to our forecast. Have the umbrella handy, and then by about 8 a.m. on Saturday, all the scattered light stuff that's going on, it's out.
Get one free deal. It's the perfect time to get one for you, someone you love, in all of these great colors. Remember, this is a buy one, get one free. Do not wait. Go to asadeals.com.
Unfortunately, lymphoma is one of the more common types of cancer that I see in my middle-aged to older canine patients. As with humans, lymphoma is a cancer of the lymphatic system, which includes the spleen, lymph nodes, bone marrow, and thymus. One of the first clinical signs that clients may notice in their dog is that the lymph nodes are enlarged. The common peripheral lymph nodes can be felt behind the jaw, on the front of the shoulder, or behind your dog's knee. If you notice enlarged lymph nodes on your dog, or if he or she is losing weight or lethargic, definitely schedule an appointment with your vet to talk about any necessary diagnostics. And pending results, options like chemotherapy if warranted. Connect with us at our station website.